And just be like that. You know you gotta fix that. Well, I gotta get additional subscribers on fucking YouTube. You don't be stupid about it. It makes no sense. You need 50 subscribers to use the fucking mobile version. But none on the computer version. Like, make it make sense. Like, make it make sense. Oh, I have 50 subscribers. Yeah, stop that sexually suggestive shit. There's a reason why you lost that account in the first place. And it was growing dumb, dim, dumb, and the bum bum. Well, duh, I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't even want to be sober on this planet anymore. I don't see the fucking point at this point. Okay, let me just carry on. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? TikTok? What's up? YouTube? Give me some time to get ready. I need to get ready. Um, yeah. Okay. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Duh, I got a shitty attitude. Duh. Like, you don't freaking lie, bro. So, while I give people time to come in and whatever, I'm gonna do a quick rant for myself because I woke up feeling some type of ways today. Um, I didn't smoke all day yesterday, and I woke up and I was just like, "What the fuck do I do with myself?" Like, you know, I'm I'm losing what's it called? I'm losing my faith in hustle culture, and it's causing me to reassess. Well, what do I do in my private time? Um, like I said, I have too much free time. Like I said, I'm not hustling for money. I don't work at a job. The only thing I could do is figure out how to expand L-Fro and all that. But outside of expanding L-Fro, what the fuck do I do? Like, what do I do with my life? Because, like I said, I'm not dedicated to hustle culture, so I have time to think about these things. And the more I think about these things, like, well, what do I do with my time? Uh, the harder it is to find any motivation to continue existing on this planet. I've been mostly subsisting on, for the past, I guess for the past year, I guess I would work on L-Fro, smoke, work on L-Fro, smoke, work on L-Fro, smoke. That's what I do in my free time. And now I'm being challenged to, sober up, and that's becoming difficult. Uh, because it's kind of like, well, that's what I do. Like, I'm not doing this, then I have to do something else. But I guess sit with myself. It's just, it's just because this earth is in my opinion, earth is limiting. There's only so much you can do here. Like, once you get past the financial hurdle, it's kind of like, what the fuck do you do now? What do you do now? And um, that's where I'm at, where I'm just like, what do I do now? I guess just keep grinding, but it's just kind of like, what do I do once I get to the grind? Because like really, I only need the money to pay for bills. Like once I get past the pay the bills, then it's now what? Because my plan is just use the money to smoke and pay bills. I mean, there's nothing else for me to do. Like there's nothing else for me to do on this planet Earth. What else is there to do? What else is there to do? And that question scares me because the only thing I got left is to wait till I die. Because think about it, most of us, we waste our time. Where the fuck is my other phone? I'm about to pop off of somebody. I don't find this fucking phone, bro. Like most of us waste our time chasing money, and it's kind of like, what's the point of that? Like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, because the only reason to chase money is if your income isn't correct. But what do you do once the income gets correct? What do you do once the income gets correct? You know what I'm saying? And that's like a question we don't really ask ourselves because we're so used to chasing the object. You know what I'm saying? That's how you could waste like 60, 70 years chasing money and never having the free time to actually spend it. So at this point, I'm at a point with myself where I'm like, okay, what do I do now? Because um, I can chase this money, continue chasing it, but I need to spend my free time. And I'm struggling because I'm like, what do I do with my free time? Because I've gotten to a point where I can't relate to chasing money. I'm not a millionaire, but I can't relate to chasing the money. Because at some point, I have to sit with myself and be like, okay, now what do I think about when I'm not chasing money? What do I think about when I'm not chasing money? And that's scary. That can be scary when you're so accustomed to only focusing on chase. What do you do once you get the object you've been chasing? What do you do when you get the object that you've been chasing? The thing that you've been feeding for, that you said was gonna change your life. Like that's kind of like where I'm at. 'Cause I'm like, all I do is fucking smoke on my free time. I can't, you know what I mean? I can't just mindlessly go, gotta chase this bag, pay the bill. You can't think that way 24/7. You can't think that way 24/7. I was like, my system's kind of like, I can't think that way 24/7. I used to. I used to chase the bag till manifest, chase the bag, and then I could stop like pressuring myself to get that bag. And now my system's kind of like, I'm not gonna wait. Like the pressure is starting to reside where it's just like I don't even have the bag yet. And my mind is like, uh, we don't relate to that pressure. I don't relate to that pressure to get to hustle and get the bag. So it's like, what do I think about now? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Just I woke up feeling some type of way because my first instinct was, well, let me get some fucking za. Because now my mind is thinking about what do I do with my time, like on the planet, and and that's the goal of getting to free time is to think about something other than the bag. Because you at the job, you think about chasing the bag. You get home from the job, you think about chasing the bag. You fall asleep, think about chasing the bag, and you wake up the next day to think about the bag again. At some point, your thoughts start going, well, what do I do now once the bag is secured? Like most people will never reach that stage with themselves where once the bag is secured, now what? My mind is thinking, well, now what? Bag ain't been secured, but I'm still thinking, now what? Because understand something. You can think now what and not have the bag secured. You've put yourself on this mental treadmill where you're gonna go chase chase bag, and I'm not gonna calm down my thoughts until bag is secured. What happens if the hamster wheel falls off before you get to the bag? Now what? Like that's a question that's like scary for most of us. That's why like we hold on to these relationships and jobs, these patterns. We identify with that because our identity is centered around that bag, and then we put the friendships, relationships, and the habits around that center. Dead ass. Like that's why it's important to first live your best life before you start bringing other things. Because how you get the bag is where you center your life. Unless you're one of those people that don't have the hustle culture in their mentality, uh, Your center is going to be the hustle culture, and then you put the people, places, and things around that culture, and then you say that's me. And I'm kind of like, well, what the fuck do I do now? So, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? AJ, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for the support. So yeah, I woke up feeling some fucking type of way. It was just like, well, what do I do? Like my identity depends on that damn hustle culture. Without hustle culture, I guess I have to think about other things. But what the fuck do I think about? Like, what do I think about? I don't know what to think about. I'm used to just thinking about smoke. Just smoke and smoke, sit with myself, smoke, smoke, sit with myself, smoke, smoke, sit with myself, smoke, smoke. Like, what else is there? It's like, I guess continue doing these live streams and I don't know, I guess figure some shit out. Like at this point, because I woke up and I was just like, I need some za. Like that's how I used to spend my time. Smoke za. I guess go outside, walk in the park. Like, what else is there to do? So it is what it is. It is what it is. I'll figure it out. I woke up feeling some type of way. I was just kind of like, you know what, I'm ready to go. Like I'm just ready to go off this planet. Like it's just that's the next event. The next character arc for me is when I pass away. That's the next character arc for me. Because that's inevitable. That's the next life stage. That's the next life stage. You know, most people look at life stages as, uh, go to school, go to work, marry, retire. Uh, my stage is kind of like I'm here, tomorrow I'm dying. So now what? Because I'm gonna die eventually. So like I'm at a point where I'm just like, okay, I'm waiting to die. So what do I do in the meantime? What do I do in the meantime, bro? I'm going to die. That's the next event I'm waiting on when I die. There's nothing here. I guess like there's not much here left. Like once this is what I woke up. I woke up like I'm gonna die. That's the next event I'm looking forward to because I'm doing the same shit every day. I'm like I smokes uh post and then now what? A back doesn't mean nothing when you know you're gonna die. I'm in a rotting body. I'm in a rotting body. Like when you have truly accepted that you're gonna die one day, chasing the bag sounds pointless. It sounds pointless. Like for me at this point, chasing the bag is kind of like whatever. I'm gonna die anyway. I can't take the money with me. Like that realization really hit me this morning. And I was like, well, what the fuck do I do now? What do I do now? You want to get rid of hustle culture, you need to accept death. Once you accept that you're going to die and that this body's rotting and that there's a ticking time bomb on your biological clock, you start giving less of a fuck about money. I'm telling you, death will free you from earthly complications. Because it's like this shit's going to go game over anyway. The game is going to come to an end eventually. So like, what do I do now? What do I do now? I guess that's something we never really confront. Like, what am I going to do now? Like, you're so used to in your dating yourself with earthly activities, earthly distractions. Like once that recedes, then it's like, well, now what? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen from here. I don't really know what's gonna happen from here. I don't know. I know I'm going for this TikTok Creator of the Year award stuff. Fuck it, it's a quest. What else am I gonna do? Stop being chronically online. That's a true point. I mean, because I was just like, my first default when I woke up this morning is smoke some za. Like, smoke some za. So these are things. I guess these are things to think about. Because remember, when you're pursuing your best life, you're giving yourself space to explore topics and discussions that you normally wouldn't discuss because you're so busy with bills, you're so busy with obligations, you're so busy with the people around you that you don't even give yourself a chance to explore uncomfortable topics. You got to remember, You want the chance to explore uncomfortable topics, but you're so busy grinding, so busy trying to impress people that you have no time to think about these things. So you burn out. And then death knocks and you're like, what the fuck? Because death is gonna come regardless. Death is coming regardless. Like y'all act like that's a side quest or like that's not going like y'all be working at these jobs like death isn't gonna come take your shit. Like death isn't gonna like I was like, oh shit, I've been carrying around like death isn't coming, death is waiting. I'm in a rotting body, y'all. We're in rotting bodies. Eventually death is gonna come and claim your card. We be at work pretending like that's not happening. We've been waiting on the clock, acting like that's not happening. That's like that is happening in real time. As you kissing, laid up with your boo babe, death is still knocking on your door in that rotting body. That body gonna rot. Do you like? I see why humans don't want to face death. Like it really makes you really think about some shit. Like imagine you cuddled up with the person that you say is the love of your life, and you're like, I'm still gonna die one day, and I won't be with this person. Like, what happens after that? Like when you cuddled up at the job, I gotta hustle. And then it hits you like, I'm gonna die anyway. Like I'm struggling at this job with bills and I'm gonna die anyway. It don't matter if you got money or you're struggling, you dying either way. So it's like you're dying either way. And then at that point, does it really matter? Does it really matter? You're dying either way. Does it really matter at this point? Like I don't know. Shit, let me know. Fulfillment? That's true. Okay. I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you right now. I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel fulfilled. Like I'm doing L-Fro. I guess I'm trying to take care of myself. It's just like I don't know. I don't know what to do. Like I don't know what to do. Like I'm gonna keep it real. Like I just want L-Fro to make bands, and then I can just sit with myself and figure out what do I do next. They're like dead ass, like that's dead ass where my mind is. Cause like I don't want to fucking. Uh, I know regardless of what I create is temporary. Regardless of creation, regardless of the lives, the music I create, it's gonna be fucking temporary. Like it's temporary. It's just like what the like. Just take me out of this bitch. Then show me what forever is. Show me what forever is. Show me what forever is. You taking me out this bitch anyway. So it's just I don't know what to do. There's other realms, so it's kind of like, what's the point of this realm then? If there's other realms, what the fuck is the point of Earth realm? Let me know. Like, come on, like listen, there's only so many trips you could take. There's only so much sex you could have. There's only so many vacations you could go on. There's only so much hustle culture you can do. So I guess I'm trying to figure out what fulfills me because I'm like, I guess make more art. Like I don't know. I just get this feeling in me where I was just like I just want to pass away already. Like just give me the judgment throne, whatever happens. I just want to pass away. Like I want to log off this planet. And it's not some like angry suicidal thing. Like not like that. It's more of just like I'm not getting any new experiences from Earth. I'm not getting any new experiences. Like I'm eating, I'm shitting, I'm pissing. Uh, I'm working on, art projects, creative projects. Uh, like, okay, then what? Then what? Then what? You'll be surprised. Like, I spend most of my time just, at this point, like sitting, staring at the four walls, staring at the four walls. And I'm like, well, now what do I do? What the fuck? What the fuck do I do? What the fuck do I do? What do I do? Like, there's only so much sex you can have. There's only so many vacations you can go. There's only so much food you can eat. Like, my mind is kind of like, this is just me personally. I'm at a point with myself where I was just like, I can't find fulfillment in the food I eat. I have no interest in human contact. What do I do? Because human contact is not going to solve issues with myself. So it's just I accepted it. It's not going to accept issues. It's human contact human contact isn't going to bring me fulfillment for myself. Human contact isn't going to bring me off the earth. So what do I do now? What do I do now? Like I don't know. Like dead ass. I'm dead ass about to just say fuck it. I'm gonna go to the weed man and then see what comes from that. Yo, like dead ass. I see why people get drunk in this motherfucker. Like you just like now what? Now what? I used to think is go on vacations, get the bag, all this shit, and it's kind of like, well, now what, bro? Be an astronaut and find some aliens or something shit. You are so right. I'm gonna go do that. At this point, that's what I'm thinking. At this point, I'm gonna go to outer space. That's what the answers are. This Earth shit ain't working. It's like I got patched. This morning I woke up and I got like a patch. My operating system got patched, and I was like, what the fuck? I need to do some Elon Musk shit or something. I need to do some Elon Musk shit or something at this point. Like go to outer space. Because the answers, I'm not getting no more answers from Earth. It's not like the Za was like my last hope. That's why I've been smoking the hell of Za the past month. Because I'm just like because I finally like right now I'm at a place where I finally stopped doom scrolling. I finally stopped doom scrolling. Finally stopped doom scrolling because I was using the doom scrolling to avoid sitting with myself looking at the four corners of my room. And now that I've stopped doom scrolling, it's like, well, now what do I do? I'm telling you, like, once you get rid of the distractions of your life start hitting a little different. It start looking a whole lot different. Like I said, there's no friends, there's no family. The doom scrolling has stopped. I'm cutting back on the za. Now what do I do? It's just like, what do I do now? Like, there's only so much food I can eat. There's only so much food I can shit out and piss out, bro. What do I do? So I'm gonna figure it out. Because a blessing, like on this planet, it is a privilege. It is a privilege to be able to wake up, sit, and not have to think about any fucking obligations. That's a privilege. Most people will never get that chance to be able to wake up, sit down, and just think and daydream like they're in class. When was the last time you got to daydream, but you just got to space out? No obligations, no pressures, no nothing. Like the last time I did that was like in the third grade. And like now I feel like that kid in the third grade again. Like it's so fucking weird. Like I woke up feeling like that kid in the third grade again, where I'm just like, except this time I can't like there's nothing to look forward to. At least in the third grade, there was experiences I didn't experience yet. So I could try it and then see if it still works. Now it's kind of like I tried that shit and it's like, well, now what? Now what? Now what? So we'll see. Again, the whole point when I promote live this best life to y'all is to give you the space to explore. You want space to explore. You want to explore. You can't do that when there's constant obligations, constant hustle, constant distraction. So you're burnt out and you're just like, what go? So I'm promoting live your best life so you can have space to just that's what you want. Soft girl era. Space. I just need some fucking space. You just need some fucking space. Outer space. Outer space. Astronauts. Live your best life. So yeah, I'm seeing where my free time is taking me. Where cutting off people has taken me. Because the people in your life can be blocking you from having conversations you need to have with yourself. Dead ass. I'm telling you, these kind of heavy conversations, most people ain't ready to have that conversation. It challenges their identity. Because I used to be one of those where I'm trying to force people to see my view, force people to meet me where I'm at with myself. And I realized that is that's me trying to force someone that's not in alignment anymore with me. When you're trying to force someone to have a conversation that you recently discovered, you're going against the universe telling you to let go of that person. When you're trying to push people to have conversations that you were too scared to have before when you first met this person, it's because life is showing you that person was never for you. You met them at a time where you weren't having these conversations, or you were too scared to have these conversations. You were avoidant. And now that you're having it, you're discovering stuff that you overlooked, and now you're trying to bring this person with you that you met in your past form, and it's incompatible because again, you didn't meet them on these conversations. You met them on bullshit, and then you're shocked that they're talking bullshit. They're like, "Fuck you, bitch! It's too intense. I don't want to talk about death. I don't want to talk about free time. I don't want to talk about outer space. I don't want to talk about what do I do now when I've tried everything. When I've tried everything." Because from this is my journey. I've tried everything: drugs, religion, dating, jobs. I've tried what most of us choose to occupy ourselves with. And me personally, it's ran out. The zeal has ran out. I like this is just me. I woke up and I'm like, the zeal for distraction is running out. My doom scrolling isn't working anymore. Um, Going back to childhood isn't working anymore. So, most people don't want to get to those conversations because it's like, oh shit, then I gotta look at myself. So yeah, when you're trying to have new conversations with people from the past, stop it. That's why it's a new conversation. To get them to fuck about the way and walk on a new journey. Dead ass. New conversations will make you rethink some shit. Live your best life. Like I'll say this, like right now, I'll say this is like my best life. Like even with like I don't have like the bag going. Like I said, I'm still like in the grind. But I feel like this is my best life because I don't feel tied to hustle culture anymore. I don't have millions of dollars. I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I don't feel the need to I gotta grind. Like I don't give a fuck. If you was told me I'm getting evicted today, I wouldn't give a fuck anymore. I don't like I like dead ass. Like I woke up, I was like, I don't even give a shit, bro. Like I don't like I was just like, yo, this is some weird feeling. Like dead ass. Like I don't got hundreds of bands. And my mind is just like, man, I don't give a fuck no more. Like just I don't give a shit no more. Dead ass. Like hustle culture, it don't agree with me. The hustle culture doesn't agree with me. Like when you could take off that hustle culture demon off you, you can relax. Where you could just say, fuck, I don't give a fuck if that damn bill gets paid. Whatever. Whatever. I'm telling you, some people are just like, fuck it, that bill gonna go out anyway, just fuck it. Fuck it. I'm telling y'all, try it, bro. Like, yo, listen, some people just say, fuck it. That bill, whatever. Shit, like that's why I'm at with my finances. That's why I'm at with my finances. I was like, whatever, it get paid, it don't, we'll figure it out. I go to the street, fuck it. Duke it out with some strangers, try to figure it out on the street. Shit ain't duke it out with some strangers. Like, I'ma still be here. Like, listen, you get evicted, you still gonna be here. You're just gonna be struggling to find a place to sleep and whatnot. And I told myself, man, if someone killed me in my sleep and I'm homeless on the street, I'm fine with it. Like, bitch, I was gonna die anyway. Just make it quick. Just make it quick. Dead ass. Like, if I'm on the street and I'm struggling in those conditions and some piece of shit comes to take away my life, just do it quickly. Just do it quickly and move forward. That's all I ask. Just that's all I ask. Again, this isn't some unaliving vibration. I'm just being real. Like you don't have. It's a dangerous world out there. You don't have shelter. People will come up to you and set you up on fire just for shits and giggles. They don't even know you. They'll see you struggling and will attack you while you're in your most vulnerable state, sleeping on the ground. Like humans are that fucking shitty. It happens more often than you think. Imagine you see someone struggling on the street and they're trying to get a nap on the pavement, and your dumb ass gonna go light them on fire or beat them up. It happens more often than you think. Again, humans are demonic. They're sick and disgusting. Like what would inspire you to attack a person that's struggling trying to get a nap on the street? Like what would again, humans will never make any sense to me. I'm real with myself. You see me on the stream or post that shit, and I'll be like, yo, so you find news about me that someone burned me alive or did some shit to me on the street, like that's humans. I've thought about all these scenarios with these finances. I've thought about all these scenarios. What do I do if I get evicted? You got to think about these things. I was too scared. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna go Rambo on this bitch. Rambo on this bitch. And whatever my Rambo is, I'll see what's up. I lose my life on the street. It is what it is. You have to think about these things. You can get evicted at any time. You got to ask yourself, am I going to go Rambo on this bitch? Do I have the mindset to handle that kind of situation? You got to be real. You can be evicted any fucking time. I know it's scary and it's hard to deal with, but that's the truth. All it takes is 1 or 2 missed payments, a medical emergency, and your finances is fucked up. If you ain't got the abundance, the right situation, it's the truth. You got to think about these things. Because remember, like for me personally, I don't mind sleeping on the street. My fear with sleeping on the street is a bum ass human attacking me. A bum ass human attacking me because they want to be, because they're evil. That's my biggest fear. And the weather and stupid ass humans attacking me. I've thought about this shit. I said, bro, I'll pack my shit and move to a warmer climate. That shit happened. I'll pack my shit, move to a warmer climate, and be on some Rambo shit at that point. You ever watch the Rambo movies? You know, Rambo surviving in the jungle and shit. Ain't no phone, no house, just jungle shit, like straight up survival. Like, I think that way. I thought about that. I said, are you gonna be like Rambo in the jungle, saying fuck it, I will survive? Fuck it. Or am I gonna fold and go to a bum ass job that's not gonna bring me anywhere? Because again, I'm not gonna work at no fucking job and I can't afford rent. There's people working jobs that can't afford rent. Like that, no. I'm going to the street at that point. That don't make no sense. And I'm not doing no fucking roommate. Fuck that shit. Are you serious? I'd rather be on the street than get a roommate. Get the fuck up out of here. And if you notice, the culture is normalizing it. Stop listening to this bum ass culture. Because again, the culture will always normalize struggle. The culture will always normalize struggle. This is another reason why you can't find your footing in life. Stop listening to the stupid ass culture. Because the culture normalizes struggle. Normalizes struggle, celebrate struggle, stop glorifying struggle. I don't do that shit. If it's not how I want it, then I don't want it. I'm not doing roommates. I'm not going to do just over broke. I'm going to live a comfortable lifestyle. Anything short of that is a fuck you to myself. Anything short of that is some bullshit. Again, you settle for roommates, jobs that's not covering all your bills or barely covering the bills because you're not seeing it for what it is. It's either you're in a happy situation or you're not. I'm not gonna do no fucking struggle. And you're gonna go to a miserable ass job that's not even alleviating your struggle. That makes no sense. The whole point of going to a job is to alleviate the struggle, not keep you in struggle. My last job, I remember, bro, this person was working the same job as me, and they still needed a roommate. At the time, I was living with family members, and they still needed a roommate. And I was just like, nah. That's when I left the job. When I found out my coworker is working this job and still needs a roommate, I said, nah, I'm out of here. Because that don't make no sense. I'm not working no fucking job and I can't afford the rent by myself. Because if you notice, more people are telling you, well, get a roommate. Go get a roommate. Do what you got to do to cheapen the rent. No, that's struggle. That's settling. Do not listen to people that tell you to lower your standard of living to pay a bill. No, that's when you start accepting all types of disrespect. I'm not about to. I see the culture already. Where people are saying, well, get a roommate, get another roommate. Don't expect more of yourself. Don't do that. Downgrade your lifestyle. Live within your means. Anyone telling you to live within your means, you need to tell them to sit the fuck down. Because those are people telling you go settle like I did. Go settle. Don't live in comfort. Go settle. Live within your means. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Live within your means. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? No, bitch. Abundance. Living with your means is when you choose to settle. And also, when people tell you to live within your means, it's a downgrade from what was expected 10 years ago. Because if you notice, when people say live within your means, they start saying bring in roommates. They start saying you need to struggle. No, no, and no. You should not have to struggle to get a footing in life. That makes no sense. No, 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 no. You should not have to struggle. Go through rice and beans and stupid ass, crazy ass roommates to get to where you need to. No. That's why I said stop listening to the culture. The culture is designed to have you think about some struggles. Think about struggles. Like, this is what, again, I had to realize I'm not listening to this toxic ass culture no more. It's struggle. I'm not doing live within your means. No, no, and no. Because there's someone out there that is not living within their means and they're living their best life. Why are you choosing to not do the same? You looking on Instagram, you see people, they not living within their means. They say, bitch, I love myself. I'm living my best life. Why are you choosing to listen to the peanut gallery? Especially these stupid boomers telling you that you need to degrade yourself to keep your head above water. That's not living. That defeats the whole purpose. The whole purpose of a job was to alleviate all financial burdens. A purpose of a job is to alleviate all financial burdens. Period. Period. Why are we removing that standard? Do you see where this culture is taking you? Again, 10 years ago, during your parents' time, it was a job alleviates financial struggle. Now it's you need to get another job and another job and another job to possibly alleviate it. And this is to get to living within your means. Look at how the culture changed. I peeped that shit and said, no. Remember, in your parents' time, it was you get one job, that alleviates your financial struggle. And then it became, well, one job isn't enough. We'll get a roommate. Well, a roommate isn't enough. Get two jobs. Well, two jobs ain't enough. Get three jobs. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're living above your means. No, bitch, because during your time, you said one job was enough. Why the fuck did you move the goalpost to 2 and 3? Again, when someone tells you to live within your means, they're literally moving the goalpost on financial stability. Do not, again, I peeped this game. Okay, this is why I said, you guys stay away from this culture. This culture will gaslight you to accept this struggle. You don't even know it. Again, your parents said one job, financial stability. They moved the goalposts to one job isn't enough, get a roommate. A roommate isn't enough, get two jobs. Two jobs isn't enough, get three. No, bitch, you said one. You said in 2008 it was one job. 2008, one job. 2020, it became roommates. 2026, it's two jobs? Nah, bitch, you're not about to move the goalpost on me. And you're going to still say live within your means? No, bitch, because you ain't living within your means. You got one job. Fuck out, and no roommate. Nah, I see it. No. Again, the same people tell you to live within their means is the same people living like they're in 2008. Stop listening to these dumbass boomers. What these boomers aren't telling you, in my conversations with older people, I've noticed what these older people aren't telling you is, shut the fuck up! Okay, I got mine. Shut the fuck up. Deal with it. That's what boomers are saying essentially. Shut the fuck up and deal with it. I got my slice of pie. Better figure it out. Bitch. You better figure it out. Shut the fuck up. That's what old people tell you. They're saying shut the fuck up. When they tell you this, live within your means crap, it's, bitch, you better shut the fuck up. You better struggle in silence, ho. Should struggle in silence. That's what they're saying to you. They do all. You gotta understand something. Humans aren't direct because then the vibe is different. The message sounds a whole lot different. Again, and you have to look. You have to look at the vibration. Don't look at how they say it. Look at the intention of it. When someone is choosing not to acknowledge reality, they're basically telling you shut the fuck up and struggle. Shut the fuck up and struggle. I'm telling you, I don't talk to older people. Older people, no, they'll tell you shut the fuck up and struggle. Meanwhile, they got their own place. Like, meanwhile, they wouldn't even think about a fucking roommate. They're telling you to go get a roommate. They said, no. You go get a roommate. Get the fuck up out of here. There's so many Looney Tune characters out in here. Get the fuck out of here. I've had roommates. That shit is trash. Never get a roommate. I'm telling you, I never had a roommate situation work out. Never. Never. In my opinion, roommates trash. It's a total fucking stranger that you don't even know what they're capable of. And humans be dirty and disgusting. Trust me. And it's all races. So all the races out there that think, oh, you could pick someone based on race. No. I've roommated with all races. They were all dirty as fuck. Dirty. Dirty. Or they was on some bullshit. This is all race. So anyone that's saying, oh, I got fatigue. No. No. The nastiest roommates I had, in my opinion, this was from my experience, was the Europeans. Nastiest roommates I had. The white roommates I had were disgusting. Leaving shit all over the bathroom. Not picking up. Thinking that their shit don't stink. Like, they were the worst roommates I had. So yeah, anyone that hops on this racist shit, all humans are disgusting. Okay, all humans are disgusting. You can't filter a decent roommate through race. Again, I've had Asian roommates, I've had white roommates, I've had black roommates, Latin. They were all on some bullshit. All of them was on some bullshit. All of them were on some bullshit. So you ain't never know. You don't know what you're gonna get with the roommate shit. Do not do roommates. That shit is terrible. And also, you don't know their financial situation. Motherfuckers be lying as hell. Oh, I got my side of the rent. Because remember, they don't get their side of the rent. They don't pay their side of the rent. You're stuck with it. And if your name is on the lease, yeah, you're fucked. Your name is on the lease. What's up, E? What's up? Your name is on the lease. You're fucked. That's what that roommate shit don't work. You don't know what their finances is looking like. People lie about their money all the time. Come on now, motherfuckers is capping about their money on Instagram. You don't think they're gonna do it in real life? I've had to deal with that. All races, all genders. Yes, both genders ain't shit. I've had female roommates too. Still trash. Trash. Lying. And with the money, I don't know their financial situation. I don't have access to their Chase bank account. That's another problem with roommates. You have to trust that this person is going to be able to hold up their end of the bargain, being clean, paying the rent on time. You don't know what the fuck their financial situation is. No one is going to tell you what's going on. So anyone that tells you roommates, do not do that shit. People lie about their history, their background checks. They could have been a whole murderer. They could have been a whole murderer and you don't even know it. They could have killed 2, 5, 6, 8 people before being interviewed by you for a roommate position. Don't listen to this roommate shit. That's more boomer talk for shut the fuck up and struggle. No. Again, if your roommate, I feel like roommates only work if it's a friend. If it's someone that you've known, that you know, like, you guys are aware of each other, you know how each other functions, that's the only way it works. If it's a friend. If it's not a friend, do not fucking roommate. If it is not a friend, do not roommate with them. Because it's going to be a fucking disaster. It does not happen like movies. This movie shit telling you that you're gonna meet a stranger that's gonna blow your mind and all that shit. That's Disney fantasy. Most people ain't shit, and they will lie about their history to gain some housing. Because remember, when you're looking for housing, you're in survival mode. When you're in survival mode, you don't give a fuck what you got to say to a stranger to get basic food and shelter. That's another thing you don't think about. When you're in survival mode, your thinking is different. When you're in survival mode, your thinking is different. You saying, fuck this shit. If I got a lot, I'm a lot. If I gotta off someone, I'm gonna do it. I'm surviving, bitch. Hold that shit up, bitch. You know what the fuck this is. You know exactly what the fuck this is. Survival. My heat stopped working. My heat stopped working. My heat stopped working. It get cold in this fucking apartment, bitch. This gun stopped popping. Again, survival will make you do that. I understand why people scam. I understand now. Yo, that bill started running low. That shelter looking kind of funny. That food going low on the tummy. Because y'all gotta remember, y'all act like you can get a job instantly. You can't get a job instantly. It's 2026. You can't get a job instantly. Or just get a job. Jobs don't hit you up on the spot. Jobs can take months to hit you up. I remember the last job I got, they took 5 months to contact me. It was like 5-6 months to contact me. 5-6 months to contact me, and then another month before I was actually on the site. What do you do in the meantime? You struggling for rent, shelter. What do you do in the meantime while this bitch ass job is deciding are you worthy of their company or not? Because y'all act like companies don't fucking hire immediately. That's another fucking myth from the fucking internet. Companies don't hire right away. They take their sweet ass time. They don't give a fuck about your shelter, about your situation, and the landlord is not gonna wait on that rental payment. Oh, I'm waiting for them to put me on the field. Just give me 2 more months. Like, no. My last job literally took 6 months to contact me. I was like, I clicked on that application 6 months ago. And then it was another month before I was on the field. And then another 2 weeks before the first check was in my hand. Y'all don't forget. Most of these jobs is paid bi-weekly. So after you get on the field, then you gotta wait 2 weeks for the W-2 to process, the direct deposit, before you get the first check in your hand. There's no such thing as getting a job immediately. That don't happen. Doesn't work that way. That's why I stopped listening to these boomers. You don't get a check right away. Again, they have to wait till they contact you, and then they have to wait till they put you on the field, and then you have to wait for them to process your papers. So by the time you get a check from a job, like I'm gonna say a good few months have already passed by. Because remember, a lot of these jobs, they're paying bi-weekly. So you gotta wait 2 weeks on the clock before you see your first paycheck. And the landlord is not waiting. Again, the payment isn't made into the money, it's in the landlord's hand. The landlord, so don't listen to these people that tell you, oh, and also it's 2026, one job isn't enough. Just because you get a job is not guaranteed it'll cover your bills. That's not a guarantee. Again, it's 2026, not 1996. It's 2026, not 1926. So I stopped listening to old people a long time ago. A job isn't enough. That's what I'm not taking no job. If you're not paying me 6 figures, I'm not doing it. A job is supposed to alleviate all financial stress. It's supposed to alleviate all financial stress. That was the norm. I remember. That was the norm. That was the norm. You're not going to fucking do the hocus pocus and tell me, no move. No, that was the norm. You're not going to play me on that shit. That was the culture. One job alleviates all financial stress. You working 2 jobs, something's wrong. That was the culture back then. Listen, if you wasn't born, the culture back then was 1 job was enough. You working 2 jobs, something is wrong. If you was working 2 jobs, something was wrong. Now that's what you're supposed to do. Work 2 jobs. Listen, that's why you don't listen to the culture. The culture is designed to normalize struggle. I remember when 2 jobs was considered a struggle. I remember when people started calling the second job a side hustle. I knew shit was cooked. I knew shit was cooked once people started renaming the shit. I was like, that's not a side hustle. That's a second job. Stop lying. A side hustle is a second job. Stop listening to this bum ass culture, okay? To my parents, that was a second job. That's not a side hustle. You got 2 jobs, bitch. Like, stop lying. You lying to yourself. Like, again, the culture will gaslight yourself into struggle. Where you think struggle is a badge of honor. What's up, Zenshi? What's up? Yeah, like, bro, a side hustle is a second job, and it's not a badge of honor. A side hustle is not a badge of honor. That's another reason why you're still struggling. You still see honor in struggling. There's no honor in struggling. Again, the person on Instagram living their best life in Cancun and Barbados does not honor struggle. I, I'm just saying. Opinion on communism. Communism to me is just another form of capitalism. That's how I see communism. Communism to me is just another form of capitalism. Period. Period. You can call it what you want. Capitalism is another form of communism. And people go, well, what do you mean? Struggle. Struggle. If people are struggling, you can call it capitalism, call it communism, it's still struggle. Everyone should be living their best life. Best life, period. That's a spiritual problem. The reason why capitalism, communism doesn't work is because you are trying to approach spiritual issues with a human mindset. The reason why people normalize struggle is because that's a spiritual issue. Again, the culture thinks struggle is a badge of honor. That's why capitalism, communism doesn't work. It's the vibration. People have to reassess what is abundance. Abundance is not celebrated by the culture. It's struggle. That's why struggle appears in communism, appears in capitalism, it appears in all isms because it's a spiritual problem. The culture has to stop glorifying struggle. Stop having low self-esteem. Stop glorifying struggle. You want situations to get better. Stop glorifying struggle. Stop settling for less. If everyone decided to stop settling for less, you wouldn't need capitalism. You wouldn't need communism. Period. If it was, imagine you woke up tomorrow and everyone decided to say, I'm going to gain some self-esteem and say, fuck struggle. And I'm not going to do struggle, not going to operate on struggle. I'm not even going to move from that space. If everyone woke up to that realization about themselves, not someone else, about themselves tomorrow, capitalism, communism would be dead. The only reason why people look to capitalism and communism for answers is because people don't want to stop glorifying struggle. It's a you issue. Remember, you're settling for capitalism, communism. That's a you issue. You're choosing to settle. Because if everyone said, I'm not settling, no one's going to show up to a job. If everyone said, I'm going to love myself, no one's showing up to a job. Love yourself. Love wins. Will love yourself enough to quit the job. See, this is what's interesting about humans. People will say love wins, but they won't love themselves enough to stop struggling. Stop going to that job. You love yourself, quit the job, and pursue your dreams. That's love. Not going into a relationship. The fuck? Again, people are confused on what love is. You want to love yourself, quit that job. Loving yourself is quitting a job. Loving yourself is choosing yourself in all situations. Loving yourself is pursuing your best life. It's not going into a relationship. Because here's the thing with people. Why most people, they'll pursue love in the form of a relationship and not pursue love in the form of money and living my best life. Sit back with that for a second. Most people will pursue love in the form of a relationship, but they won't pursue love in the form of living your best life, pursuing your passions, and not giving a fuck what any bill collector has to say. Let that raminate. Sit back with it, because people will have endless conversations about who their wife is, who their husband is. You gonna get off that job? No, no, no. Isn't that interesting? You will literally put yourself on back-to-back dates. You will literally go through back-to-back heartbreaks to get a husband and wife. But when it comes time to following your dreams, quitting that stupid ass job, you will stay silent on that. But you will put yourself through emotional heartbreak, through struggle and pain to get a husband and wife. This is how I know people don't love themselves. Look at what people are willing to do for relationships, but not for their careers. Look at what people are willing to do for their relationships and not their passions. If you went on a date, you can quit that job. Stop lying. You come up with all these excuses to go on that stupid ass date and all these excuses to not quit that bum ass job. Make that make sense to me. It never made sense to me. It makes no sense to me. Again, if you could go on endless dates, then you can quit that job. Stop fucking lying. Yeah, but the bills, no, because you didn't give a fuck about no bills going on that date. You didn't give a fuck about the bills when you're mindlessly scrolling on Tinder. You didn't give a fuck about the bills when your heart was breaking. Isn't that interesting? People stop thinking about bills once they start pouring their time into other people, relationships. You have time for that, and you got time to quit the job. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. Yeah, I believe in conspiracy theories. Oh, I believe in all the conspiracy theories. That's why you see the eye right here. That's why you see Illuminati confirmed right here. That's all I'm saying. Because that was my problem. My bum ass isn't thinking about quitting the job and getting and living my best life. I'm focused on getting a partner. And that's what fucked up my life. I'm like, wow, I'm putting all this energy to finding a partner, no energy to quitting the job that hates me. And I'm going through emotional turmoil trying to get a partner. You like y'all like, this is why this dating shit is part of why you can't see that it's connected to your struggles. If you have time to go on a date, you have time to quit a job. Stop lying. It's correlated. It's correlated. You have time to go on a date, you have time to quit a job. You have time to go on a date, you have time to turn your passions into a brand. Stop lying. Stop lying. You got time to entertain friendships. You got time to seek your best life. People got time. They just don't want to do it. They got the time. They don't want to do it. I'm telling you the truth. People should work on themselves first, then find a partner. Exactly. They don't do that. They don't do that. Most people do not do that. Like, no, live your best life first, then find a fucking partner. But it's capitalism problem. They don't care about you. They just want the money. Okay, but you have to decide what do you want for yourself. Because these conversations about getting you to live your best life. Your best life already exists. You have to decide, do I want it? Do you want it? Capitalism, communism, that don't mean shit. Are you living your best life or not? Are you living your best life or not? Because you can do capitalism, communism all day. But when it comes down to it, is you living your best life? Are you pursuing what you want? That's why the capitalism, communism conversation is a waste of time. The question is you living your best life or not? See, the reason why people run to capitalism, communism is because they don't want to confront themselves on their own life as an individual being. They don't want to be honest. I'm going to live my best life or not? Because the world's always going to be on some bullshit. You knew that. Are you living your best life? Are you living your best life? Because again, the world is going to be on some bullshit. You knew that. What about you? Most people don't want to put the heat on themselves because then they have to look at the insecurities. They got to look at how they look at the job, struggle, why they're struggling, why they're looking for a partner, why they're going on endless dates. It starts with you. If everyone in this world started with themselves tomorrow, you wouldn't need capitalism. Again, it starts with you. You have to decide, I don't want to settle. You have to decide that. And what am I willing to do to not settle? I said, I'm going Rambo on the streets. You're not going to catch me at no job. Most people are not built that way. They're not built that way. I will die before I go to a job. Can you say the same? I will die. I'm putting it right now. I will die before I show up to a job. That's how I move. No bill collector is going to shake that foundation from me. That's how I move. Can you say the same? I will die before you see me at a job. I will die on the damn street before you see me at a job. Can you say the same? I move that way. I got the heart for that. Do you have the heart for that? What do you think of manifestation? Oh, we're discussing manifestation right now. We're discussing manifestation right now. Manifestation depends on who you are. The only way you can manifest is if you become the person that's capable of manifesting what you want. The only way you can manifest is by becoming the person capable of manifesting. When you can't become that person, it doesn't manifest. Because remember, life gives you who you are, not what you want. Life gives you who you are, not what you want. Regardless if you were born a Nepo baby or not. Because again, you knew your parents made bad decisions with that coochie juice. You have to forgive your parents. They didn't know what the fuck they was doing. You wasn't born a Nepo baby. That was your parents' fault. That wasn't your fault. But it doesn't mean you stay in struggle. You wasn't born a Nepo baby. That's not your fault. But that's not an excuse to stay in struggle. Because a lot of people, too, they will use the, well, I wasn't born a Nepo baby, so I have to stay on this job. No, you don't. That was your parents' decision to bring you here, knowing they had no money. That doesn't mean you continue the generational curse. Because I used to do that too. I used to use my parents as an excuse for staying at the job. Where it's like, well, I wasn't born with rich parents. I need a job. False. False. That's another excuse to accept struggle. Because remember, you can't blame yourself for what your parents created. You have to accept, I wasn't born to Nepo babies. I didn't win the birth lottery. Birth is also a lottery. You either get born to rich parents, okay parents, or just straight up struggle parents. And you have to be okay with it. I know Earth sucks. That's why Earth is fucking trash. Like, bro, I didn't even choose these parents. My mom was a bird, and now I have to fucking figure some shit out because she didn't want to get off the bird behavior. So I make money through L-Fro, not a lot. So trust, I'm still going through my grind. But that's where my income comes from L-Fro. Okay, then what was your parents like? My parents were toxic. Like my parents, they paid the rent. You know, they gave us the apartment. They afforded the apartment. You know, we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment, then a house. You know, what you would consider middle class. But it wasn't no generational wealth. Like, no, my options was shit. I gotta hustle. Yeah, they paid the food and bills, but they didn't have generational wealth. When you have generational wealth, you never have to step foot in the office. When you have generational wealth, you can start a business off the dome. You can start a business off the dome. That's why my personal belief, I feel like there should be an income threshold on birthing kids. Because the reason why people show up to jobs is because their parents fucked up the bag. If you don't have generational wealth, you should not birth kids. Because these parents know damn well that if they can't give the child generational wealth, that child's going to have to figure some shit out. And in most cases, it's to the JLB, which was a forced in position. Forced in position. So my parents, toxic. They paid the rent, made sure we were fed, but it wasn't no Nepo situation. No, not at all. No, not a Nepo baby. Nope, not at all. I wish. I'm gonna be honest. Of course, I wish I was a Nepo baby. I would have never stepped foot in a single job. I wouldn't have wasted all these fucking years thinking struggle. I wouldn't have wasted all these years thinking struggle. So, it is what it is. What is my favorite music genre? I like all music genres except country. Fuck country. I said what I said. Country lame as hell and it's boring. I said what I said. I don't care. Shit. And a lot of them country artists be racist as hell. Shit. They don't even know black people started country music. You know be, I'm racist as hell. With the redeem and the do that I do. Just like, bitch, shut the fuck up, bro. Get the fuck up out of here. I like all genres. Pop, K-pop, J-pop, rap, hip-hop. I'll say though, recently though, the music ain't been hitting. It ain't been hitting. Like it's hard to find like a hit song that's really gonna hit, in my opinion. Like you gotta go like dig deep to find some decent shit. Yeah, I do tarot readings. K-pop is not valid. K-pop, you have to sift through it. K-pop, you gotta sift through it. To find some good K-pop songs, you gotta really look through it. Got to look through it. So, uh, yeah, this ain't it. So yeah, no, I do the conspiracy theories. I tell you on this channel, aliens. This is another thing you have to take into consideration. This is my opinion. Aliens control the world. Aliens created humans. Aliens created the body you're in. The aliens didn't create the soul you are. The aliens created the body that ties you to this realm. And the aliens, uh, they decide culture. The aliens control the culture. In my opinion, aliens control the culture. Oh, there's definitely alien baddies. Definitely, there's alien baddies. The aliens created us, so of course they had baddies and shit. They know they created us. They created the culture. Aliens created the culture, in my opinion. Because when you're manifesting, when you're trying to shift the timeline and manifest, you are thinking like an alien. When you're trying to manifest a vision that no one sees but you, you're thinking like an alien. You have to think like an alien to understand why Earth is the way it is, in my opinion. You have to think like an alien to not join the culture. Because your parents are part of the culture, your relationships are part of the culture, your friendships are part of the culture. The culture is why you can't shake off this fake identity. The culture the culture promotes struggle, and the people around you are okay with it. And you have to decide, do I want to drop these people? That's why I said peace is a lonely existence. You got to think like, if you want to find peace in your life, you need to be alone. There's a reason why a lot of people that promote peace, the aliens, the so-called Buddhas, Jesus, whatever. If you notice, the common thing in their stories is they went on a pilgrimage by themselves. They went on this pilgrimage by themselves. Miyamoto Musashi, another one. If you notice, they all said that they had to find alone time. Even on this app, you've noticed that some people, when they talk about peace, they talk about the pain of being alone, feeling isolated. It's because that's where you find out who you are. That's where you find out where you stand without human influence, without trying to fit in. Because remember, all your social interactions, they play a major role in forming who you are. And when you don't have the alien mindset to understand what socialization is, you easily sip the Kool Aid and start trying to fit in, start becoming buddy buddy, and then you put in sex on top of that. Then you start fucking the wrong people, and now you're all fucked up. Again, socialization, to my opinion, you need to. I think you need to spend time by yourself first before you try to socialize with people, because it's very easy to lose yourself in other people. It's very easy to lose yourself in other people. Very easy to lose yourself in other people, because when you socialize, most people, they try to find themselves in other people, and then they end up miserable, dragged, drained, and can't understand why. It's because your process of finding yourself is by attaching to other people, and then you can't figure out why you're getting done dirty, why these relationships ain't working, why these friendships ain't working, because you're trying to find yourself in another human being. And that's the dumbest thing you can do. I wasted time doing that. Wasted time. Again, people will struggle to keep someone in their life. Tell me I'm lying. That's what marriage is. A promise I'm gonna keep you in my life regardless of what life says. That's what marriage is. I'm going to promise to keep you in my life regardless of what reality tells me. Because reality changes. The whole time you're trying to marry this person, reality is changing. Reality is constantly sending messages. And if you're not queuing up to the messages, you will stay in a relationship that long expired a long time ago. That's why relationships fizzle out. That's why the honeymoon phase doesn't last long, because nothing stands still. Nothing stands still. And reality will always have the last say, regardless of the bullshit you told yourself. The culture tells you, go listen to these theories on how to live life. Because the culture just comes up with theories on how to live life. Only you know how to live your life. You have to figure that out, not the culture. That's why you're running to the friendship. You're running to the relationship. Because you believe these people have the answers. You believe these people are the juice to your sustenance. No, they're not. They're not the juice. What core is this? This is L-Fro core. This is alien core, outer space core. We're thinking outer space. Again, the key to living your when we're talking manifestation, tarot cards, we're talking about outer space. We're talking about the cosmos. We're not dealing with the earth. This is cosmic core. We're dealing with aliens, cosmos. We're dealing with outer space. We're using the outer space elements to deal with the earth. Because you want solutions to your issues on earth. Well, we need to go to outer space. We need to go to Saturn and figure out how to shake off the patterns. Manifestation is all about thinking cosmically. Manifestation is all about not thinking human. Again, when you think manifestation, you're not thinking human because you're seeing visions, insights, realities that haven't happened yet. So if you notice, more people are talking about manifestation. That's because more people are being nudged by reality to seek outer space, to see the cosmos and use the cosmos to solve your problems on Earth. The cosmos is the solution to solving your problems on Earth, because the cosmos isn't looking at Earth the same way you do, and also the cosmos wants you to succeed. The cosmos is greater than your parents. The cosmos is greater than any relationship. That's why most people, they can't do the cosmos, because they want a friendship, they want a relationship, they want mom and dad. They don't want the cosmos. So you can see Jupiter right now. You can see Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, but you have to let go of Earth to see that. Jupiter is real. You can travel to Jupiter right now if you wanted to. You can travel to Jupiter right now if you wanted to. But you have to let go of Earth. 99% of people will not let go of Earth. When you can't let go of Earth, you will never fly to space. The trick to flying to space is letting go of Earth. How the fuck you gonna go to space and you still want to be on Earth? It's the person who you are is going to give you your life experience. The person you are determines what you experience in life. Period. It's who you are. Not the trinkets, not the attachments, it's who you are. You need to look at who am I? What am I vibrating? What you vibrate determines what you receive. Stop vibrating desperation. Stop vibrating struggle. Stop vibrating Earth. Stop it. It's not working. What's your hair routine? I ain't got no routine. I have to condition. My normal hair routine is conditioning my hair. But I have to do that every week because this hair wants to get frizzy. It wants to make love on itself and tangle. Like I've been overdue for a hair dip. Like, especially if it's hot, forget about it. This hair be going off. It be popping off. So yeah, that's what I said. Best life. Live your best life. That's how we use alchemy, manifestation, the cosmos to live your best life. Live your best life. You're not living your best life. What are you doing? What are you doing with yourself? I don't trust anyone that isn't living their best life. I don't trust anyone that's not living their best life. Because you know why? Because they couldn't respect themselves enough to pursue what they want. When a person can't respect themselves enough to pursue what they want, how could you trust them? They did themselves dirty. Why wouldn't they do you dirty? I don't trust anyone that doesn't live their best life. I keep them at a distance. I keep them at a distance. I don't trust anyone because, again, you're willing to do yourself dirty, you'll do anyone dirty. You did yourself dirty, you'll do anyone dirty. I don't trust your ass. That's why I blocked my parents. I know my parents ain't living their best life. I can't trust my parents. They ain't living their best life. They're not living their best life. So how could I trust them? How could I trust them? They don't trust themselves enough to realize I'm in struggle. I'm done. Faking whole ass marriages. I know my parents' marriage is a sham. I know that. Come on now, you know your parents' relationship is a sham. You knew that as a kid. 99% of relationships are fake. They're fake. They're doing it for the culture. They're doing it for the sex. They're doing it for insecurity. 99% of relationships are fake. I said it. 99% of relationships are fake. You want to know how I know? Because it had nothing to do with the cosmos. It had nothing to do with the cosmos. Out of all the people I've met in this lifetime, I've only met 2 people that talked about the cosmos. 2 people. that was not thinking this earth shit, that wasn't talking this earth shit. I've only met 2 people in my lifetime. That's how you know these relationships is fake. Come on now, these relationships is fake. It's to hide insecurities, it's to attach to someone. This earth shit is fake. I'm telling you, 99% of relationships are fake. Stop pursuing that shit. They're fake. Where does it lead you? The relationship with yourself is the relationship of all relationships. The relationship with yourself is the relationship of all relationships. When you discover that you are the cosmos, that's it. All these conversations are supposed to lead you to the stars. If you notice, 99% of couples ain't talking about the stars. They're not talking about the stars. They're not talking about that shit, bro. Tell me I'm lying. That's what these relationships is fake. 99% of these relationships is because you took the culture. It's because you saw mom and dad couple up and you said, I want to do that too. Tell me I'm lying. I said it. I said it. I said it. People pursue relationships because they saw mom and dad pursue it. People pursue relationships because they saw the culture promote it. People pursue relationships because they don't want to pursue the relationship with themselves. The key to flying outer space is relating to yourself. You spend so much time dating, you can't even relate to yourself. Struggle. I'm not doing no struggle. Period. That's why I said I don't socialize. I don't do that shit. 99% of people is lying to themselves, so why wouldn't they lie to me? 99%, I said it, 99% of people lie to themselves. I said it, and I will die on that hill. I will die on that hill. How many people are living their best life? That is a short. That is a short size of the population. I said it. Exactly. We will figure things out. If you living your best life, continue living your best life. You living your best life, continue living your best life. You're not living your best life, then you need to take a step back. You're not living your best life, then you need to take a step back. So, shout out to your friend Lexi. Shout out to your friend Lexi. Yeah, you living your best life. Kudos to you. Celebrate. Hold on, we're gonna celebrate. Let's give a shout out to the people that are living their best life. Let's give a shout out to those who said, I will struggle no more. Let's give a shout out to the people that love themselves. Period. That's who should be around you. People that love themselves, people that respect themselves, all of that. If you're not being inspired by people are simply fixtures of the environment. People are simply fixtures of your environment. The environment isn't inspirational, then you need to change it. Your environment isn't inspiring you, then something's wrong. People are simply fixtures of the environment. And that sounds crazy because it's like, what? But it's another living, breathing human being that can talk like me, walk like me. Nah, they're part of the environment. They're fixtures of the environment. Dead ass. Tell me I'm lying. They're simply fixtures of the environment because the only way you can communicate with another human is by being on Earth. Without being on this plane, you would not know what a human is. You wouldn't be able to contact a human. The only reason why I can go on this live and talk to y'all is because I'm tied to this body. I'm tied to this plane. That's the only thing keeping me here. When you die, friendships, relationships, none of that exists. The only reason why you can cuddle up with your babe is because you're tied to this body, tied to this plane. You remove the plane, you can't do it. Can't cuddle, no snuggle, no talking, no nothing. No walking, no nothing. That's why death is scary. Because death cleanses you of all this earthly shit. Cleanses you of all of it. All these attachments, all these insecurities, what you thought you needed, you don't need it no more. What you thought you needed, you don't need it. That's what the cosmos is for. That's what the cosmos is for. So that's why signs exist. The universe is constantly sending you messages. There's constantly energies going in and out, constant messages. Understand something. The universe is constantly sending out messages. To your physical mind, you may look at this and go, oh, that's a door. That's a house. That's a bay. That's an asshole. But in the universe, messages, 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 messages. If you watch The Matrix, the movie, if you notice, if you watch The Matrix, for those, shout out to The Matrix. That's my most favorite movie of all time. Of all time. If you watch the movie The Matrix, when they look on the screen, if you notice on the scene where the hackers are watching Neo, see it through the physical eye. They're seeing the messages of the fight. That's the universe. Watch The Matrix. Watch The Matrix. While you're watching Neo fighting, if you notice the hackers, they're just seeing a whole bunch of green shit. That's the Matrix. That's the messages. That's what the universe sees. This is all just energies and messages. That's it. Energies and messages. All these physical objects and people, all that is to cover the messages and energies that are constantly being relayed in the universe. That's why everything is thought. Everything is feeling. Everything is thought. Everything is feeling. Everything is thought. Everything is feeling. The physical objects is to mask the messages. Your ex was a message. Your last job was a message. You hate yourself. Your ex, listen, when you hate yourself, a partner will come in the form of hate. When you hate yourself, a job will come in the form of hate. Dead ass. You hate yourself, hate will come in the form of a person. You hate yourself, hate will come in the form of a job. You hate yourself, hate will come in the form of toxicity. That's how manifestation works. What are you sending out? The people and places and things that manifest, they are simply the messages you sent out. That's why marriage and relationships is a waste of time. That's simply a message you sent to yourself. You hate yourself, hate will come in the form of a relationship. You hate yourself, hate will come in the form of a job. You hate yourself, toxicity. Hate will come in the form of toxicity. That's how the universe works. So you love yourself, love will come back. And love will come in the form of a career that you like. Love can come in the form of a relationship with yourself. Because the physical is simply forms of how you feel towards yourself. The physical is simply forms of how you feel towards yourself. People, places, and things are simply the combination of the feelings you have towards yourself. People settle for shitty partners because they hate themselves. So hate came in the form of a shitty partner. And you ain't figured it out yet. How do we have to call someone? What do you mean, how do we have to call someone? So yeah, it's what you send out. You settle because you hate yourself. That's it. The situations you're in are simply manifestations of your self-hate. That's it. That's what manifestation is. Be the person you want to be, and what you manifest will support that. You don't want to be the person you want to be, your life will not support you. To yourself, what are you saying to yourself? Me when I'm delusional. Yeah. What are you sending out there? So you gotta watch. You have to, that's why it's important. Watch what you send out. Watch what vibrations you send out. You send it out, comes back. You hate yourself, it's gonna come back until you get the message. Okay, I gotta love myself. Because that's what life is about. Life continues slapping you until you realize I have to love myself. Regardless of a bill, regardless of circumstance, regardless of whatever. So that's why I said live your best life and love yourself. That's what I'm promoting on these lives. Live your best life, love yourself, and manifest. Live your best life, love yourself, manifest. Live your best life, love yourself, manifest. And that will be tested based on your reaction to Earth. You cannot manifest when you are not willing to change your reactions to Earth. How do we send out positive vibrations? To send out positive vibrations, you need to question who you are. To send out positive vibrations, you need to question who you are. You are always vibrating, you're always sending signals. You are a cell phone tower that sends out signals. Those signals depend on how you feel towards yourself. You need to be honest. Do I love myself? Am I following my happiness? When you don't pursue your happiness, you send out negativity. You got to be honest with yourself. Am I living my best life? You're not living your best life, you're not sending out positive vibrations. It's very fucking simple. It's very fucking simple. Are you living your best life? That's the first question you ask yourself. If not, you're not sending out positive vibes. Are you living your best life or not? It's a very simple question. That's how you send out positive vibrations, positive frequencies. You question who you are right now. Question who you are right now. Am I living my best life? That's the first question. Am I living my best life? Am I happy? You need to be, and you have to be honest. Do not lie to yourself. See, the reason why you can't send out positive vibrations is because you don't want to answer that question honestly. Honestly. Without obligations, without pressures, without insecurities. Am I happy? No. That's it. Be honest. Why are you scared to be honest about your happiness? Be honest. Because these you have to ask questions of yourself. No one's going to give you that answer for you. Am I happy? If there's when you ask yourself if you're happy, if there's a delay in your answer, that means you're not. If you're asking if you're happy and there's a delay in your answer, that means you're not happy. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, yes or no is a no. Anytime you go yes and no, it's a no. There is no straddling the fence. It's either yes or no. And you know in an instant. You know in an instant. If you don't know in an instant, that means you're not happy. Yes or no? In an instant. That's how you know. You have to test yourself. How loyal are you to yourself? How loyal are you to yourself? You need to be loyal to yourself first. You're not loyal because a lot of people are not loyal to themselves. You need to be honest. Am I loyal to myself? I know I'm not loyal to myself. I'll be honest. There's habits I don't want to quit. But it requires being honest. Are you loyal to yourself? Forget about whether your ex was loyal. Are you loyal to yourself? Are you loyal to yourself? Are you loyal to yourself? To be loyal to yourself means you will leave anybody, any situation that fucks with your vibration, regardless of history, regardless of attachment, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of a bill. That's loyalty to yourself, where you will leave anyone or anything that blocks your happiness. Loyalty to yourself is saying fuck what anyone gotta say. Are you loyal to yourself? To be loyal to yourself, I'm repeating this again, you will drop anybody. This is also a skill you need to do. If you're in a relationship that has expired, are you going to be loyal to yourself and leave? Or are you going to hate yourself and stay for obligations, history, and sex? If you're in a shitty job situation, are you going to be loyal enough to yourself to leave and pursue your passions, regardless of the bills? Are you going to stay in that same shit, or are you going to hate yourself and curb your dreams and stay in that same shitty situation? That's the loyalty test. How long are you willing to stay in situations that don't serve you? That's the loyalty test. That's the loyalty test. Are you loyal to yourself? Shitty situations test your loyalty. They test your loyalty. That's why being at peace with yourself is a lonely existence. Because motherfuckers be trying you. And you have to say, you better try something else. This ain't a test, bitch. Go to someone else's classroom with that bullshit. Because people will try you. Are you not going to fall for the okie doke? Look. Your fingernails. The loyalty test. Again, see, this is why dating, in my opinion, is a sham. All the stuff that you're expecting from dating, the loyalty part, meeting my needs, that's your job. That's your job. That's why I said 99% of relationships are fake. Because what people seek in a relationship, they're actually seeking from themselves. But because of the culture, because of the fucking culture, they think they have to go to another person to get this from themselves. Listen, I'm telling you, every time people describe what a relationship means to them, what they're describing is the relationship with themselves. But they don't know it because of the culture. I'm telling you, the loyalty test, do you fulfill my needs? Do you think about me every day? Do you put me first? That's your job. That's your job. All the shit that people think about in dating, that's your job. But the fucking culture told you you're supposed to expect that from another person. No, no, no. That's why 99% of relationships is fake. And I didn't come to this realization until this year. And I'm not gonna say this year. I didn't come to this realization till recently. If you look at how people talk about relationships, all the stuff you're expecting from a relationship is what you're expecting from the relationship with yourself. And mommy and daddy didn't teach you that, which is why it's a foreign concept to you. You miss your ex, that's just limerence. That's just your system adjusting to be without them. Don't bother, keep it moving. You miss your ex, don't bother. There's a reason why they left. Understand something. There's a reason why that person left. They left the first time. They'll leave the second, third, fourth, five. That's why relationships are a waste of time. You are your ex. You miss your ex. You are your ex. You miss yourself. When you tell yourself you're missing your ex, you actually miss yourself. The person you are that was happy by themselves. Period. Can you stay friends with your first situationship? Yeah, you can. You can be friends with your first situationship. But if it's not for you, don't force it. If it's not for you, don't force it. This is where the loyalty test comes in. This is where your loyalty test comes in. Do you want to stay friends with your first situationship? If not, then leave. Leave. The loyalty test. Because again, you'll hate yourself to stay in a memory. You'll hate yourself to stay in the past. So you can be friends with your situationship, but if the current time period is telling you stop being friends with them, are you going to be loyal? Are you going to be loyal to yourself and say, I'm going to stop being friends with them? Life told me to do that. Life commands your shit, not the other way around. Life guides your boat, not the other way around. It just sucks to see them want to be intimate. What, intimate with someone else? You have to remember everything you're expecting from the world, people, places, and things, that's what you're expecting from yourself. And you have to go through the cleansing to understand that. Oh, if they don't want to be your friends, don't waste your time. They don't want to be your friends, be loyal to yourself and move on. They don't want to be your friends, be loyal to yourself and move forward. Again, the loyalty test is saying, I'm gonna move on, and that's just it. The loyalty test. The loyalty test is not easy. The loyalty test is not easy because you're used to being disloyal to yourself. You're used to chasing other people. You're used to chasing the world. You're not used to chasing yourself. That takes time. Trust me. I still have shit in my system that wants to chase another person. Despite what I know. Despite what I know. I still have shit in my system. You gotta remember, when you're so used to chasing bullshit, that shit doesn't just go away. Energy doesn't cleanse itself overnight. Because remember, you implanted this operating system in you. You're the one that implanted it. You're the one that said, I need a lover, I need a lover, I need a lover, I need a lover, I need a lover. So your system starts going, I need a lover, I need a lover. And then next thing you know, it's out of control. You said that to yourself. You came up with this bullshit idea. Have you experienced many relationships? I've had sex and I had a long term situationship. Uh, a relationship where the attraction was mutual? No, I never experienced a relationship where the attraction was mutual. I got a lot of one night stands, failed dates, and a situationship that lasted 7 years. That's my experience in dating. Um, Not good. And the person I was in a situationship in was married, and I didn't even know it. It was a 7 year situationship. We even cohabited. Like we even cohabited, bro. Like, and they were married, boyfriends, girlfriends. Like they didn't I didn't even know until I finally left the situationship. I found out. Like there were signs in my face. I just didn't want to. I was just desperate. I mean, like there were signs, and I just didn't want to acknowledge it. I didn't want to acknowledge it. Yeah, 7 year situationship was not fun, and I cohabited, and they were married with a whole family, married, cohabited. And that situation fucked me up because I thought I assumed people do shit out of their free will. Like I assumed that people were rational enough to go, "Oh, I'm not feeling this situation. I'm gonna respect myself and end it. I'm gonna respect myself and end it." That was not the case at all. It fucked my head up on humans. That's why I said, "Fuck it. I'm not dealing with humans anymore." Like, how could you do that? What did you do when you found out? Um, Oh no, that was the lowest point of my life. That was the lowest point of my life. I was overeating. I was smoking hella. Like I was so angry. Like I knew I didn't want it. I'll be honest. I didn't want the situation. I knew that. I stayed because this person said they love me, and at the time, I just because they said it to me. It's because they said it to me. Uh, I held on to it. And this was the first person that said they love me. They said they love me. They want me to be their boyfriend. Um, and I clung to that. I never had someone say that to me before. And it was a lie. Like I even look back on it. The way the person said it uh, was lying. Yeah, like the way she said it was lying. Like lying. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you say that? Like, how do you say I love you? And the person initiated it. They initiated it. I didn't initiate it. Like the person initiated it. That's why I said there's no gender in this shit. There's no gender in this shit. Both genders is trash. Both genders is trash. Told me they want me to be their boyfriend. They love me. And they initiated it with while being married. While being married, they didn't have the ring. I didn't see the wedding ring until like 6 years into the situation. 6 years into the situation, I didn't find out about the wedding ring. Like, oh, I went crazy, bro. I'm gonna say, yo, okay, it's time for some story time. It's about some story time because people want to know. When I found out they were married, because I'm gonna go with gender neutral on this because I'm gonna prove a point. Males and females are the same shit. Same shit. Same shit. They're the same shit. So I'm going with they. I'm gonna tell you why. Because males and females play the both games, so that you guys don't get it twisted. It's both genders. This person, they were already married, had boyfriends and girlfriends. Um uh and they initiated the conversation of taking it from casual sex to a relationship. They initiated it. And I look back on it, they were sarcastic in how they initiated it. Like, I'm going to tell you how it went. So we were holding each other's hands, right? It was after a date, and I should have known it was some bullshit because the date happened after I met their friends. So after I met their friends, the date happened. I met their friends, and I knew I should have known this was bullshit. So we went to a restaurant. It was me, two of their friends, and the person. So, after the date, we walked back holding hands, right? Going back to their place because they had a place at the time. They had their apartment at the time. So we're holding each other's hands, and they go, she goes, uh, uh, I love you. No. They told me, I think I love you. They told me, I think I love you. That's what they told me. I think, I think I love you. And I said, how do you know? And they were like, I don't know. I don't know. And at the time, I knew in an instant I don't love this person. But because this was the first person that told me they love me, I said, I stood quiet on it. So we're walking back, and I was asking, how do you know you love me? Because I never had someone say that to me before. And they said, I don't know. I don't know. And I knew in an instant, I didn't pick it up as sarcasm at the time. I didn't do this until recently. Anyone saying I think I love you, they don't love you. They don't. But they told me this. And they told me the same shit. You can't explain love sometimes. They told me the same fucking shit. Because remember, I was keeping it casual. I wasn't initiating the conversation. I wasn't initiating it because I knew people do shit out of their own free will. They initiated it and everything. They told me they think they love me. So we're holding hands. They even held my hands while being married. While being married, bro. Married. I didn't even know. No wedding ring on. No wedding ring on. We're holding each other's hands. And they're initiating this shit. And I was so fucking pissed. So we go back to their place. And we go back to their place because we had been, casual for like a few months now, which was why I was surprised they said I love you because we had been casual for a few months. I was shocked when they said, oh, I think I love you. So we get into bed and they say, oh, do you want to be my boyfriend? So, and I was like, word? Because someone, do you want to be my boyfriend? You gonna feel yourself. Especially you desperate for love. You got low self esteem. You ain't got no riz. You feel it. I was like, I'm feeling myself. Okay. I said both genders ain't shit. I said it. Both genders ain't shit. That's why I'm proving you a point. So I was like, I bet. Remind you, this person is married, got boyfriends and girlfriends. I didn't find out they were bisexual until after I left. Like there was hints. There was hints that they were bisexual, but like I wasn't sure until I had to go through my cleansing process once I got out of the situationship. Which it wasn't a problem. Like for me, you're bisexual. That's not a problem. Like people are gonna express themselves how they express themselves, right? So, but they weren't honest with me. So some time passes, right? So they're married. This person is married. Boyfriends and girlfriends, right, bro? Tell me how this person flings the keys to their apartment and said, oh, you can keep some stuff at my place. Dead ass threw the keys. Oh, you can keep some stuff in my place, right? Whatever. Again, this is the first person that told me this shit. And at the time, I wasn't thinking like, this person's clearly lying. If you look at their body language and the way they're saying it. But at the time, I was Delulu for anybody. Just Delulu for anybody. So after some time passed, I started hanging out at their crib more often, right? Like they even gave me a second set of keys to their place. which I thought was their place. Turns out it wasn't. We're gonna get to that too. We're gonna get to that too. See, this is why, listen, this is why you have to figure yourself out on the income you want, not the income that you settled on. So they gave me the keys to this place that I assumed was their apartment. It wasn't their apartment either. Bro, I got so played. Like, I was traumatized, bro. So, okay, so check it. So years go by, right? There was a few hits where like this person was telling me I don't think I could do this anymore. And at the time, I would avoid the conversation. And this is where this person tricked me. I would avoid every time the conversation came up of, well, I can't do this anymore, I would avoid the conversation. And then when I would avoid the conversation, we would still have sex. And see, this is why I said humans, you just can't. I said, I'm not going to trust anyone again. This person could have easily said, no, we're not going to have sex. I really meant it. We can't do this anymore. This piece of shit chose to continue having sex with me. And they weren't even attracted to me. Bro, they weren't even attracted to me. And I didn't find this out till like the end of the situation shit. Like after I moved out. So time passed, I went through a lot of humiliation. It was bullshit along the way. Like my energy was telling me, stop doing this. Like you're lying to yourself. You are lying to yourself. And there were signs that this person's lying to me about what their situation is. And at some point, I started doing the multiple choice dance, right? So COVID hit. COVID hit. This person told me, oh, most relationships, they're not working in COVID because, you have to stay in close proximity in a closed area. Because, in COVID, you on lockdown. You can't go nowhere. And a lot of couples, they're being tested. You can't sit in a closed area with this person. You're fucked. Because remember, there's no distractions. Because, we were used to going out, going to a restaurant. We were used to going out vacationing and all this shit. And that all stopped. And a lot of couples, they will use the vacations and the trips as an excuse to distract from what are we really? Like, what are we connecting to really? Because if you notice, a lot of couples, they would stress in those lockdowns. Dead ass. Because, you can't distract yourself no more. It's just you and this person. It's just you and the conversations you have. And if you can't flow with just simple conversation, then they're not for you. So this person told me, oh, we're doing pretty good for a couple in lockdown. We're doing pretty good, right? They told me this shit. And at the time, it was like, this piece of shit is married. This apartment isn't even their apartment. It was someone else they knew's apartment. Again, I'm not finding all this out till after the situation was over. So L-Fro happens, right? I started doing L-Fro. Eventually, like, I felt all those years, something told me, get the fuck out, it's bullshit, get the fuck out, being set up. This person even set up a fake family for me to meet. Like, they hired a whole bunch of people to pretend I was meeting their family. Like, this person used one of their boyfriend's connections to hire a bunch of people to make me believe that they're their family. So imagine you're about to meet your partner's family and you don't know that they're a bunch of paid actors. It was a bunch of paid actors hired by one of their other boyfriends. So they took me, because, I'm from New York. Shout out NYC 212. So this person was like, oh, I want you to meet my family. They're in Minnesota. Turns out that's not true. So I met their family in Minnesota. And I thought this was this person's family. So eventually, I did a few trips, meeting this person's family, right? And they met mine. And this reminds you, I don't even want this relationship. The entire time, I don't even want it. I realized, like, this relationships didn't turn out what I thought they would be. My energy told me you don't love this person. My energy told me you don't love this person. My energy. But the human in me was like, but I never had someone say I love you before. And I met their parents. And they told me to keep some of my stuff in their apartment. this is going on. So I'm meeting their parents. I did a few trips out there to meet their parents. I'm doing L-Fro. And in the entire time, my energy is telling me, get out of this situation. Like something's not right. Something's not right about the situation. I knew I didn't love the person. I was desperate and I didn't love myself. And then something else is also telling me that this person's lying about what they're presenting to me. I even fucking I chose to ignore all the red flags. There were red flags there, and I chose to ignore it. And at some point, on the last year before I moved back to my grandmother's, because we were living together at this point. By the time COVID hit and I was doing L-Fro, we was living together. We were cohabiting together. And remind you, this person, and remember, this entire time, this person is married, has boyfriends, girlfriends, not attracted to me. Not attracted to me. And still choosing to do this situation. So, so as this situation is happening, I've met their parent, I've met this person's family, who is a bunch of paid actors, by the way. And you would think, see, this person I chose to go on dates with is so stupid. You would think, like, why not just stop talking to this person? Why are you choosing to fake all this shit? You don't even want them and you're already married. You already have boyfriends and girlfriends. Why continue doing this shit? So whatever, we keep doing this shit, right? Eventually, I leave. Eventually, so 2023 rolls around and something tells me, like, listen, you're not feeling this situation anymore. Your energy is not feeling, you need to get the fuck out. My energy, I finally had enough and I said, I'm out. I finally said, I'm out. At this time, I'm already doing the multiple choice dance. Because from 2021 to 2023, I was still cohabiting with someone else. 2023, I move out. I come back here, right? I come back here. I moved in with my grandmother's. I chip in for the rent. Right? And at the time, I didn't want to let it go completely because, again, this was the only person that said they loved me. I met their family. This is the first time I cohabited. We did the cohabitation part, and I didn't want to let that go, and I didn't want to admit that I lied to myself, and I knew it was a sham because I didn't love the person. I didn't want to start there. So, we're still continuing to talk, but at this time, we're not like official, and I started going through shit with L-Fro. And at this point, from 2023 till I'm gonna say April 2025, I still continue the back and forth with this person, not realizing that it's actually sabotaging my career. So this is another reason why my career isn't where it should be. From 2023 to 2025, when I was doing this hiatus, I was trying to let go of that situationship. Because I cohabitated with them. I met their family, or what I thought was their family, and I didn't want to give that up. Because it was, what was it? It's February 2015. I met them in 2015. I met them in 2015. I cohabited with them in 2018. And then I moved out in 2023. So that was like, we cohabitated for 5 years. So it was 5 years cohabitation. What was it? 3 years going back and forth, hanging out. And it was, what was it? It was 1 year into dating that we decided to call it official. So that was the timeline of the situationship. So from 2022 to 2025, I'm trying to let the situationship go. I'm really trying. I mean, I wasn't, but like, I'm trying to just say just cut it. It's never gonna work. I'm never gonna love this person. It was a wasted investment. I gotta be honest. And I wasn't attracted to them either. I was not attracted to my situationship. I was desperate. I made up lies to stay in it because I thought I could overlook uh, the looks, the physical aspect for personality. Because remember, I thought this person supported me. I thought this person supported me at a time where I didn't support myself. So as this is going on, my career is still not working. The multiple choice dance isn't multiple choicing. L-Fro isn't working, and I'm not accepting that this situationship is blocking me from what I want. Your love life is a direct correlation to your career. And I didn't want to face that. This is where the universe came in and checked my ass. Because I was like, why isn't anything manifesting? I've been doing multiple choices 2021 and it's 2025 and ain't shit manifesting. And I knew it's because of the situation shit that I don't want to let go of. So I finally dropped it in 2025. 2025, I finally went no contact. I went no contact, and 2025, I was finally accepting that this is a dead end situation. I need to love myself. Because remember, we cling to situations because of memories, limerence. Never return to toilet shit for limerence. Because limerence is simply the side effect of staying in a situation for too long. Never go back because of memories. Because what I was doing from 2023 to 2025 was I'd be like, okay, I have to stop this. But because of the memories, I would go back. Like I would go sometime not talk to them, and because of memories, I would go back. But then I would go back, and then life would be like, wait a minute, now I'm not feeling it. It's like, what the fuck? Again, limerence, do not follow limerence, because limerence will have you be like, wait a minute, I missed them. And then you go there, and you're like, wait a minute, I still feel like I'm in the back of the same shit I was. That's why I said memories and limerence is simply your metaphysical system adjusting to the change. You're not going to adjust to not seeing someone that you've been accustomed to being in your life overnight. That's not going to happen. It's feeling memories, limerence, triggers. That's natural because you've been adjusting your system to include this person. And now that this person's not here, I have to readjust back to who I was before they showed up. And so while this back and forth is happening, this piece of shit's not attracted to me. They're married, they're carrying on with their boyfriends and girlfriends, not thinking about me, and still continuing to entertain me. This person continued to entertain me from 2023 to 2025. 2025, I finally cut it. Once 2025 came, my energy is how I found out it wasn't their apartment. My energy is how I found out they were married. My energy is how I found out that the family, the family that they told me was their family. Sorry, hold on. Hold on. Let me gather myself. Okay. Because there was so much confusion in this story. Bro, I'm still recovering. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm still recovering from the situation shit. Because I was in this situation shit, you know, from what? Let's see, 2015, 2016, 16. From like 2017, like situation from 2017 to 2025. So this person introduced me to their family. I thought this was their family, and it turns out they were a bunch of paid actors hired by their boyfriend. Their other boyfriend, their boyfriend hired these fucking actors to fool me into believing that this is their family. This is their family. And one of their, like, I was so fucking pissed. I was heated. And yo, this is how you know you're getting lied to. One of their girlfriends played the cousin. Like, dead ass. One of their girlfriends posed as their cousin the entire time. That's their girlfriend. And their boyfriend set up the stooges that would pretend to be their family. So the whole time I'm thinking, oh, hi. Oh, nice to meet you. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're their dad. Nice to meet you. Oh, you're the parents. Oh, my God. The entire entire time their bitch asses was laughing at me saying, this motherfucker don't know we were paid to do this. We were paid to do this. I didn't find this out until I left the situationship and my energy was showing me shit. Like, because remember, when you have sex, you're taking in the person's energy. So there was shit that I was seeing in my own dreams, that I was feeling that, and there was also things that I was looking back on, and I was like, wait a minute, because you know how like something can happen in the moment and you perceive it one way, and then you look back on it and you were like, wait a minute, that bitch. I looked back on it and I'm like, bro, that person sent me a photo of their wedding ring. They sent me a photo of the wedding ring and I didn't even perceive it that they're married. They sent me a photo of the wedding ring because this person that I did the situationship, they also set up a fake career because they would do acting gigs on the side, right? So they did an acting gig where they played, what was it? A married couple. So they sent me a picture. The person, my ex-partner, my ex sent me a picture of what was it? My ex sent me a picture of a wedding ring. So my ex did what's it called? Did a variety of gigs, supposedly. One of them was this acting career. So my ex, was like, oh, I'm gonna go do this gig real quick. So they sent me a picture of them with the wedding ring on. I assumed that the wedding ring was part of the role they were playing because my ex was playing a married couple in a show. And I looked back on it and it was like, no, they were showing me the wedding ring. This bitch was showing me their wedding ring. This bitch was showing me their wedding ring. And I couldn't believe it. And then I found out that the apartment that we cohabitated in, that was my ex's boyfriend's apartment. Another boyfriend's apartment. My ex was a hoe. But I was a hoe too, so I couldn't even get mad. My ex was a hoe, I'm a hoe. It came back in full circle. So the apartment we cohabitated in belonged to my ex. No, it didn't belong to my ex. It belonged to their boyfriend, another boyfriend. That's right, I said it. So imagine the apartment you cohabit in belongs to your ex's boyfriend and you don't even know it. I never met the boyfriend. Belongs to the apartment belonged to their boyfriend. The family that I thought was my ex's family, that was a bunch of paid actors. And the entire time this bitch is married. The entire time this bitch was married. So I got played on all fronts, bro. I got played on all fronts, bro. With the wedding ring off. I didn't see the wedding ring until like the second to last the second to last year of cohabitating. And they didn't tell me the wedding ring was their actual wedding ring. My ex told me, my ex just sent me a picture and I didn't put two and two together. That's how that was another reason why I ended up in the hospital. Because I was just like, what the fuck? I believed all these fucking stories. Are you kidding me? I destroyed my career for you. I destroyed my career for this person. I destroyed my bag for this person. That's why I took a 2-year hiatus. I was just like, what the fuck? I woke up 2025 last year, I woke up and I was like, oh shit, what did I do to myself? I was like, oh shit, what do I do to myself? This person's not here with me anymore. I'm broke and my career's in the tatters. I spent 3 hospital visits because I didn't want to let go. I didn't want to see the truth of a situationship. I got done dirty on all levels. Again, they were married. My ex is married. The apartment that I thought was my ex's apartment that we cohabitated in, that was my ex's boyfriend's apartment. And the boyfriend never showed up to that apartment. My ex had multiple boyfriends and a husband. So yeah, just because they let you stay at their condo, just because they let you stay at their apartment, oh, come over, that could be someone else's apartment. You don't know that. They could own multiple apartments. My ex was moving in multiple apartments. That's why I didn't see it coming. Lack. That's why I didn't see it coming. Multiple apartments. That's why I never saw the boy. I never saw the boyfriend come in the apartment. I never saw the husband. My ex made sure that I would never see the husband in person. Did I meet? Oh wait, no. Did I meet the husband? Wait. Scratch that. So yeah, no, I didn't meet the husband. To my knowledge, again, I met. I like there were people like my ex would go, "Oh, this person is this to me, and it turns out it was their boyfriend and girlfriend, and I didn't even know it. So imagine the friends. Imagine your ex showing you to their friends, and the entire time these friends that they're showing to you are their sneak links, their 304s, their boyfriends, girlfriends. Like my shit got busted. I didn't find this out until the situationship ended, and it was so painful for me. It was painful because I was finding this shit out in my own energy. I was finding this shit out in my own energy. I was finding this shit out in my dreams. I was finding this shit out by having to look back at certain situations and hints. Like, oh, and then this was the kicker, bro. Y'all are gonna say, L-Fro, you are a fucking dumbass. Tell me how my ex gave me a fake name, a fake identity on top of that. My ex gave me a fake identity. That wasn't even their name, bro. And this is how I'm gonna feel so stupid. My ex had a fake ID, and I knew it was fake because I was looking at the ID and I was like, "This shit is fake." And I didn't want to question it because something told me go look at their passport. Something told me go because my ex had a fake ID and a passport. You can't fake a passport. My dumbass chose to stay quiet. My dumbass chose to stay quiet because something told me go look at their passport. Go look at her passport. Look at her passport. You can't fake a passport. You can fake a state ID. You can't fake a passport. And all those years, I chose not to do it. And something told me, listen, if your gut is telling you to question your partner, question it, bro. Question it. Question it. Bro. I went down bad. I went down bad. Like, I'm still recovering, bro. I'm still recovering. I ain't gonna lie. I still get haunted in my dreams about my ex. I still get haunted. Dead ass. I stayed too long, bro. I stayed too long. I stayed too long, bro. Like, they were married. They were married. They showed me the wedding ring. I didn't want to believe it. Married. I met their boyfriends, girlfriends. And she telling me that, oh no, we're just friends. Whole time they're in another relationship. And my ex is bisexual. Bisexual. Like, bro. And I didn't have a problem with that, but like, I didn't even know they were bisexual, bro. I didn't even know they were bisexual. Like, bro, are you serious? Like, no, motherfuckers be lying. Like, no. My ex didn't even tell me they were bisexual. The whole time, I didn't even pick up on the flirtations. My ex would be flirting with both sexes, and I couldn't even I didn't even catch on to that. Like, I was like, it was a disaster. And then the whole time they hate me, not attracted to me, like ugly. It was just, and I found that out once their energy was leaving my vibration. Once their energy was leaving my vibration, I was hearing all the insults they had towards me. Oh, L-Fro, you're fat, you're ugly, disgusting, you got a small dick, you can't do nothing. Like I'm hearing this shit in my own vibration in my dreams. Like, and that was the torture that was driving me crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, the devastation of finding out that the entire relationship that you thought was real was a lie, and that they're married. They gave you a fake name. The condo is owned by their other boyfriend. Um, they're not attracted to you. So I was just like, why did you do this? Why did you do this? Why did you do this? And my ex wasn't struggling. So I was like, why did you do this out of your free will? Why would you entertain me? You're not attracted to me. Why would you do this? You have a whole husband, boyfriend, girlfriends, all this on the side. All this shit going on. That's why I said never again. I'm not even going to go with humans. Humans make no sense to me. I knew that. I should have followed that up. Humans will do shit to avoid their own bullshit. So after that happened, I said never again. Never fucking again. I'm going to love myself. Let it go. You can't listen. You can't change someone's dynamic. You can't change someone's dynamic. So what are you gonna do? Again, people are irrational. I said don't be shocked by what people do. Again, I didn't do the initial proposal of this situationship. That was my ex. While married, while having boyfriends and girlfriends. Evil. No, my situationship was evil, bro. That's why I said, nah, look at yourself. Look at yourself. My desperation is what brought me there. My desperation is what brought me to my situationship. I knew I was desperate. I just didn't think someone would fuck me over that badly. I just didn't think someone would do, like, listen, if I got access to multiple boyfriends, girlfriends, condos, why would I waste time on someone that I'm not attracted to? Like, that just made no sense to me. That made no sense to me, in my opinion, because I was trying to put myself in my ex's shoes. You got boyfriends, girlfriends, husband, condos. You're not struggling. Why are you choosing to entertain me and you're not attracted to me? Like, that shit just never made any sense to me. That was the situation. That's why I said I'm just gonna love myself. Like, I still ask questions to this day. Like, what would possess someone to do that? You already got boyfriends, girlfriends, husband, not attracted to me. So why would you continue this anyway? Murder. I believe my ex was trying to kill me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think my ex was trying to kill me. It had to be something sinister. That's the only thing I can think of. My ex was still spreading cheeks. My ex was still spreading cheeks for me while not being attracted to me. So it was just kind of like, what the fuck? I mean, listen, I was hoeing too. I ain't gonna lie. I'm hoeing in these streets too. I was hoeing in these streets too. I ain't gonna lie about that. I'm hoeing in these streets too. I'm hoeing in these streets. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I hoed in these streets too. So it just, I hold, they hold, like it balanced out in equilibrium. So it balanced out in equilibrium. Everyone holding. So it's just like, all right. My ego still felt some type of way. Like, this is why you can't follow the ego will literally have you stress over some shit because someone else is doing it and you're doing the same exact thing. Like, you're doing, oh, you can't see someone else. But I'm gonna be on the pavement. I'm gonna put my dick on the pavement. You can't penetrate no straight pussy. I'm gonna put myself on the pavement. My ego. Ego. You can't see anyone, but I'm gonna see everybody. Like, it just, that situation fucked up my career. That's why L-Fro is not the way where it is, because I wanted to chase dates. I still wanted to go out dating and all that shit. Like, I wasn't focused. I wasn't focused on my career. I was just like, fuck that shit. I need to get laid. Fuck the bag. I need to get laid. Go for the bag. Go for the bag first. Go for the bag first, because at least if the situationship ends, you can still go home with the lights on. You can still go home with the lights on. Go for the bag first. Do not go for the relationship first, because that relationship can end. You can still have your lights turned off. Have a nice warm bed to come home to. Because now look, I'm just over broke. L-Fro is how I get paid. But something has to give. I'm going to be honest with you about my situation. I'm barely paying rent. Barely. I'm talking like I got $100 left over. Once the bills are said and done, $100 left over. That's not sustainable. Because I know my rent is going to go up on the next cycle. And it's going to be more than $100. So I have to do some shit fast. And this is my fault because I I chose to pursue relationships and not think about a nice warm bed to come home to. So follow the bag first. Cause I woke up, listen, when my situationship ended, I finally left it. I woke up and was like, oh shit, I got bills to pay. I woke up like, oh shit, I might get evicted. Dead ass, I woke up like, oh shit, I might get evicted. Shit got real. Like imagine you've been in a situationship. Why don't they love me? Why doesn't he want me? Why doesn't he want me? Why doesn't she want me? Why doesn't he want me? And one day, life comes, and you go, damn, bill went up. I got this bill up. Well, let me check my bank account. Let me just check this bank account real quick. Like, hold up. Oh shit! I'm overdue. This happened to me last year. That's legit what happened to me. I woke up. I was like, why doesn't he love me? Why doesn't he love me? Why doesn't he love me? Oh shit! Overdraft! Oh shit! Bank account on negative. I was stressed, bro. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck was I thinking? What the fuck was I? The bill came. Oh shit! Oh shit! My ex ain't gonna help me pay the bill. Like, I said, I am never going on another date. I'll maybe do some casual sex. I'm never going on another date again. No. I gotta live my best life. What the fuck? I'm almost putting myself on the street for someone else. I almost put myself on the street for someone else. So that's my current situation. That's why I'm going hard on these lives. I'm like, because I know, listen, my L-Fro doesn't pop. I know it's because I chose my ex over myself. I chose my situationship over myself. What you want? That's how life is determined. That's how life is always determined. What you want? A, B, C. You got choices. Make sure you choose right. Oh my God, my ex situationship takes me right now during this mess. Yeah, I can't do this. Don't do it. Do not do it. I'm telling you, listen. When a person shows they're not attracted to you, believe it the first time. I didn't want to believe it the first time and I got fucked over. Do not do it. They dropped you for a reason. Just walk away. Don't let the limerence fool you. Don't let the memories. Don't let the memories fool you. Don't. That's your system simply cleansing and adjusting to the new situation. That's it. When memories come up, just let it rock. Just let it rock. Your memories and limerence will have you back at the same shitty situation that you left. Dead ass. I spent 2 years. This is why I went on that hiatus, because the entire time I'm supposed to be doing L-Fro, I'm still thinking, why don't they love me? Why don't they love me? Where am I going? You're supposed to be my star moon! My star and moon! I'm gonna be honest. That's how that's not what I thought. I thought that's what it was supposed to be. You're supposed to be my star and moon. Ha! Pro tip, do not date unemployed, non-binary drummer who's in 3 bands. Non-binary. Bro. Yo, bro, you perfectly described my situation, Chef. You perfectly described it. I'm perfectly like I said, like, listen, non-binary. I don't give a shit what you identify. That's how I moved. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with yourself. When I date, I don't care what gender you claim. I don't care if you're bisexual. If you fine as fuck, we gonna get it on. Cause people gonna be people. People gonna be people. Listen, some of the most manliest motherfuckers want to cross dress and still fuck your bitch. I'm gonna keep it real. That's why I don't mind the non-binary thing. I don't care what gender you identify because, bitch, You gonna do what you want. Again, I've seen some of the toughest guys want to get their back blown out and still want to fuck your bitch. I'm telling you, people are into some freaky shit. So when you go, oh, they're not bitter, don't bother, bro. Again, the toughest people. Yeah, man, what's good? They want to put a whole bra and panties on. I've seen it. Bra panties and still fuck your bitch. I know that sounds confusing, but that's true. That is true. Still fuck your bitch. Your bitch may want to dress up like a dude tomorrow. Are you going to accept them? That's what I said, fuck it. People look like, listen, people are some weird shit, bro. I just accepted it, bro. So now, when I date, I don't care what gender you claim. I don't care if you're attracted to both genders. You fine. We're going to get it on. You may want to put some bra and panties on. You may want to dress like a dude. You're going to do what you're going to do. So what are you going to do? Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. So, yeah, maybe there's something wrong with me. So that's why I said both genders ain't shit. I'm telling you, both genders ain't fucking shit. The ladies will do you dirty. Don't get this shit confused. Oh, the women are soft and other. Nah, they're just as dirty as the men. They just know how to hide it better. Women know how to hide it better than the men. That's the only difference between the sexes, in my opinion. The women know how to hide it better than the men. And then the women are also facing patriarchy, which is why they try to hide it better than the men. So, oh my God, invest in a podcast, bro. This is my podcast. This is my podcast. I'm telling you. That's why I said both genders don't mean shit. I've done seen it. I've done seen it for myself. Both genders. They don't give a fuck. It could be a whole woman with, Gucci heels and a dress. And she may want to dress like a stud the next day. I've seen it for myself. She may want, period. As a lady, we also moving a bit crazy. Exactly. Yo, the ladies be moving crazy, bro. They just know how to tuck it in better because this patriarchal society is going hard on women. This patriarchal society. Like, listen, it could be a girl with heels and shit, and she may want to dress like a stud tomorrow. I've seen it. Same with the guy with muscles and may want to wear bra and panties tomorrow. I've seen it. That's why I said, fuck it. If I'm attracted to you, let's do it. That's how I move now. If I'm attracted to you, fuck it, let's do it. Gender expression and gender this and that, like, listen. I'm gonna put y'all on game. Sexuality is a vibration that is not restricted to gender. And the reason why people choose not to experiment with both genders is because of patriarchy and social climates. Understand something. Most straight guys are on the DL. I said it. Most straight guys are on the DL. I done said it. I told you. The reason why I say this is because everyone wants to experiment. Everyone wants to experiment. Everyone wants to experiment. I've experimented. Everyone wants to experiment. Everyone wants to experiment. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Listen, you can talk to the hardest man on earth. As soon as he goes to jail or prison, he gonna be bending over for other men. I done said it. I done said it. The hardest guys, they go to jail, they're gonna be bending over in those prison steps. And the same in the female prison. How do you know you like it until you try it? How do you know you like it until you try it? That's right. I don't know if I'm spelling it right. Capercibel, you're right. You tried it. That's why I respect the ladies. I respect the ladies because at least In female culture, you won't get backlash for experimenting with the same sex. Guys will literally be curious about the same sex and will stop themselves from doing it out of fear of, oh, my manliness is being tested. My patriarchy is being tested. Do stop lying. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Every guy has thought about doing something with the homies. Stop lying. Every guy has thought about it. Don't let these listen. The patriarchy is designed to limit the self-expression of guys in order to put women in submission. In order to listen, there's a reason why a lot of guys are saying, well, why can't the ladies be like the homies? Why can't I hang out with ladies like the homies? Because, bro, you want to experiment with the homies and you don't want to admit it. You don't want to admit it. Listen, when you think about sex, how do you not listen? When you think about sex, when you were first thinking about it, how did you not question, well, do I like guys too? Like, come on. Everyone thinks about that. Everyone thinks about it. You don't just automatically go to the straight. You think, I like this female. I might like that guy. The mind is curious. The mind is curious. The reason why most guys aren't honest about this is the dumbass patriarchy, and they have to front for their friends so that they don't hear. That's the fear. That's the fear. Listen, I've thought about kissing the homies. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I've thought about it. Why not? Listen. You could find women attractive and still go, well, that guy's attractive. And you can still go, well, what if? Everyone has thought about that. Every guy has thought about that. I'm telling y'all the truth. Stop believing these patriarchal men, bro. Listen, these guys be saying it on these TikTok posts. They be saying it on the TikTok posts. Yo, why can I hang out like the homies? Experiment with the homies. That may be the love of your life. The love of your life may be a guy. It may not be a woman. It may be a guy. I'm telling you right now. But you so scared of getting flamed by the bros. Come on, I've seen too many posts of guys going, why can't we hang out like with the fellas? Why can't we hang out like with the fellas? No proto, but he looking good. Like, come on, if someone's attractive, you know they, like, come on, like, stop playing. Put the patriarchal shit to the side, like, stop playing. That's why people be playing games out here. You can't accept yourself. There's no way you could accept someone else. So, nah, you wildin'. I'm keeping it real, bro. Everyone's been curious. Everyone. You won't know till you try it. Listen, women, they feel good. Women feel good. I ain't gonna lie. But that's not gonna stop you from being curious about the fellas. I'm just being honest. I'm being fucking honest, okay? I'm being honest. What the fuck is all this? I'm discussing life. So we segued to my situationship that didn't work. It was a female. It didn't work. She had boyfriends, girlfriends, and husbands. That's how we got here. So now we're discussing sexual expression. Because this all has to do with living your best life. I'm not gonna cap. Like I said, I thought about experimenting with the homies. No reason to lie. Some twinks fully passing trans women have charm. Exactly, bro. Listen, some of the trans, you can't even tell. Some of the trans, I mean, like, what the fuck? I can't even tell. Damn. Yo, listen, some of these trans, they be smoking the actual women out here. Some of these trans, they be smoking the actual women out here. Stop playing. They be you these days. Shit, fuck. Yo, that guy said, "Fuck it, bro. Fuck it. I don't care what gender you identify with. You fine. We getting it on. Listen, your faves are freaky. Listen, there's a reason why Your favorite musician and whatnot is into some freaky shit. There's a reason. Come on now. You done tried so much punani, you start thinking, well, let me try the dicky. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying, bro. You've tried so much punani. You say, well, let me try some dicky. What's good with that? What's good with that? Yeah. Yo, that blows most people's minds. That blows most people's minds. Like, what? You can think that way? Yeah, you can think that way. It can get done. It gets done. It gets done. I'm telling you, when you're real about the shit that goes on in these streets, you start rethinking your limitations in the culture. You start rethinking the culture. This is why you gotta live your best life. The key to living your best life is saying, fuck it. I'm gonna be me and live in peace. So, created by men that are also having men disadvantaged. That's the truth. The patriarchy actually hurts guys. It doesn't help them. Because the reason why females expect provider energy from men is because other men told the men that it is your duty to provide for a woman. So the women expected this. The women didn't ask for provider males. This was imposed by other guys, and then the guys are telling their other guys, "You better provide for a woman, or you ain't shit. You better provide for a woman, or you ain't shit." I'm 20, non-binary, pan dog. That's what's up. I tell you, I've heard all the labels. You can't put a box on expression. You fine, we gonna get it on. That's what I believe. I believe attraction is genderless. I believe like you think someone is fine, you gonna get it in. The transgenders is proof of that. Cause you seen the transgenders where you like, oh shit, I thought you was fine. Fuck it, let's do it anyway. Listen, I'm telling the truth. Listen, you thought they was fine before you found out what their identity was. I say go for it. Cause before you wasn't thinking about the information you saw and said, I want that. Go with that. You'll be surprised. You will be surprised. That's what I say. I don't even ask that question anymore until we see it. I don't even ask that question. Oh, you fine? Let's do it. I'll do a transformer. I'll do a transformer. I don't give a shit. I'm dead ass. Listen. I'll do a transformer. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Listen, I wasn't thinking about transformer when I looked at your fine ass. I said, "Oh, bet. Let's go. Let's go. Fuck it." Like, come on, play. Like, listen. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. You was fine. I'm gonna move on that. You was fine. Let's see what's going on. I am Egyptian, but sorry, what the fuck? Listen, religion be limiting your minds. Religion be limiting your minds. That's why the pastor are free. Listen, these pastors and people with these religious textbooks be the freakiest motherfuckers. They be the freakiest motherfuckers. Yes, I have Egyptian in me. I'm Puerto Rican, Egyptian, and black. So, yeah. Egypt is black. Egypt is definitely black. I agree with that shit. Religion requires you putting yourself back in the closet. Religion requires you putting yourself back in the closet. That's why so many DL people run to the church because um, they can fit in without questioning the contradictions. I left religion because religion, who I was being shamed by the religion I was practicing. Listen, you practice religion, you have to be on the DL. You got no choice. You have to be on the DL when you practice religion. You have to fit in because religion told you can't slap on the knob. You can't do that. You got to do the peaches and only peaches. So you got to be on the DL and go do it. There's so many. Listen, the old church that I used to go to, I could tell
the pastor was on the DL. I could just tell, like the mannerisms. It's just like, come on, bro. With a whole wife and kids, like stop playing with me, bro. Stop fucking playing with me. And this shit, there was gossip word around the church, fucking some of the choir boys, and even some of the choir women. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't understand you, but I like your style. That's what's up. Yeah, no, this is the podcast. This live is gonna transform into a podcast where we just talk about manifesting your best life, being happy, and getting to the uncomfortable conversations on why you can't be happy. One of them is you got to be honest with what you like. You got to be honest. Stop lying to yourself. Again, people will go into relationships and shit to please other people. They will go into bullshit relationships to stick to a certain social circle. It's true. It's the truth. That's why you have to understand people bring the relationship with themselves. If a person doesn't relate to themselves, it doesn't matter how much love, affection, and attention you show them, they will never show up for you because they never showed up for themselves. They will never show up for you because they never showed up for themselves. Yes, aliens do. Aliens built the pyramids, definitely. If you don't believe me that aliens didn't build the pyramids, go look up how big one block in a pyramid. Me- Measure how much does a block in a pyramid weigh. When you measure how much a block in a pyramid weighs, you will realize that the pulley system, it would be impossible for the pulley system to move a boulder to shape a pyramid. Aliens built the pyramids using telekinesis. Using telekinesis to move the boulders to shape a pyramid. That's how the pyramids were built. And then the Egyptians took credit for it. Because aliens long existed before Egyptians did. The Egyptians didn't create the pyramids. They saw it and then took credit for it. Aliens built the pyramids. So yeah, no. What's up? What's up? What's up? Those new, this is my segue into a podcast. We discuss living your best life, how do we get there, and the aliens that encompass this existence or experience. Because aliens are part of your experience. Whether you see them or not, they're part of the experience. Aliens gave us the culture. They gave us the culture. You have to include them. You got to include them. Remember, aliens are aware of human mating practices. Aliens are aware of how we have insecurities, how we struggle with accepting ourselves, pursuing happiness without fear. Aliens understand that. They understand that. That's why humans can never get it. You have to pursue happiness. You got to be a damn near alien to do it. You have to, because it's hard to leave relationships, um, friendships that you've cultivated on this planet is very difficult. It's very difficult, and it requires a human mindset. No, not a human mindset. Sorry, it requires an alien mindset to go through with it. Again, you got to be an alien to leave a 10-year relationship. You have to be an alien to leave a 10-year friendship. You have to be an alien to leave a 40-year kinship with mom and dad. You have to be an alien to do that because the human in you doesn't want to let that go. You've known these people. We've crafted memories, gifts along the way, limerence, and to just drop it because life said so, because the cosmos said so. That's very difficult. Most people cannot do that. Remember, the cosmos is commanding you. The cosmos commands your soul. The cosmos commands your soul. When you go with Earth, you go against the cosmos. The cosmos will tell you this person needs to leave your life. The cosmos will tell you drop this career, you need to pursue that. The cosmos controls where you want to go. The cosmos controls where you want to go. You decide, do you want to go with the cosmos or do I want to go with Earth? To go with Earth is to go with the dumb human. Humans are dumb. Humans are not cosmic. Your human self is not the cosmic self. The cosmic self operates from a frequency of love. The cosmic self is loyal at all times and does not settle. The cosmic self is the version of you that will protect you in all shapes and forms. You have to agree to that protection. You cannot be protected when you've rejected the protection. So you say the craziest shit, but also the wisest things, and I fuck with that. Life is crazy. When man move, when the move, what the move? Gots to. Life is crazy. I told you, I'm in a situation shit with someone that's fucking married, not attracted to me. Life is crazy. Crazy. Life's crazy. Situations that don't make sense, bro. When man move, when the move. My fellow seeker, how do we escape the void of the emerge? You need to align with the stars. Outer space is the map of your soul. Outer space is the map of your soul. We're man boom. That's the dumbass human blocking you. See, there's the map of the soul, and then there's a I'm a dumb human boom. The ego is the human. I'm gonna say this again. Shh, what you know as the ego is actually the human self. What you know as the ego is the human self. When you kill the ego, you kill the human. When you kill the human, you become the person you wanted to be. You can't be yourself when you still believe you're a human. What you know as the ego is actually the human. What you think is ego death is actually transcendence. Ego death is transcendence. The ego is the human. Get rid of the human, you upgrade to the cosmic version of yourself. The version of self you want to be, the person you desire, the one. The one is the version of you that doesn't come from this planet. The one that you describe about the sun, moon, and light and the stars, that's the version of you that's not from this planet. You're not from this planet. You settled for this planet. That's why you're not living your best life. That's why you're not living your best life. So how do you live your best life? How do you live your best life? This magic right here, that's how you start living your best life. That's how you start living your best life. I do theater. I got my own anime series. Links in the bio. I got it on Instagram as well. My own anime series. So I do that too. I do rapping, singing, content creation, lives, podcasts, and theater. I do theater too. So follow my anime series on Instagram. The one on TikTok is that follow it on Instagram. I got an anime series, 436 episodes. I want to transform that into an anime. Um, into actual from TikToks to an actual anime series. So I do my own show where like it's characters and all that, and I have different costumes, except I'm using the TikTok edits to craft it. And I want to transform it into an actual animation at some point. So I have a lot of goals before I leave this planet. I got a lot of goals. Like I said, I'm not doing no job, so I'm gonna use my skills. I have too many skills. I have too many fucking skills to settle for a job. You have too many skills to settle for a job. You have too many skills. Oh, I read the Quran. I read the Quran. I read the Bible and the Quran. There's some wisdom in there, but from my opinion, they can't tell you who you should be. How do you find out your goals? You need to explore yourself. Get into a relationship with yourself. Go on dates with yourself. You want to know who you are? Go on dates with yourself. Go on dates with yourself.
Go on dates. Get your mom's credit card or the last $10 on your Cash App. Go to the local restaurant and go on a date with yourself. Ask yourself questions, and you will find out what your talents and skills and goals are. I'm telling you, go on a date with yourself. Get that credit card, get your parents' credit card, get the last $10 in your Chime account, your Cash App account, and head to your favorite, choose your favorite food spot, the favorite food spot, and say, we're gonna go on a date. I always take myself on dates. I pick out on Yelp, I'm gonna go there. Get some money, splurge, and I'm gonna ask myself some questions. Go on dates with yourself. Let's normalize going on dates with yourself. Let's normalize going on dates with yourself. That's how you find out where your goals are, where your heart is, and what you want. You have to go on a date with yourself. Like any relationship, the same way you're trying to get to know a potential partner is how you get to know what you want. You need to take yourself out on dates. You need to treat yourself as the potential partner. You have to treat yourself as the potential partner. When you don't do that, you will not live your best life. You will not know what you want. Most people suffer from I don't know what I want ism because they don't want to go on dates with themselves. You need to go on dates with yourself. Go on a date. Go to your favorite food spot. That's my recommendation personally. Go on a date, pick your favorite food spot. Your favorite food spot, preferably not a lot of people, a low key food spot, and act like you that bitch in Sex of the City. Oh my god, let me do that! Oh my god! Oh my god! Let me do that! Oh my god! He's so fine and handsome and sexy, I can't wait! That's is what your date should be. You sit down. So what do you like? Well, here, no, I'm gonna play it out. I'm gonna play the scene for you. You ready? I'm gonna show you how to post your first date. I'm gonna show y'all. This is how you find out your goals and everything. I'll show you. Watch. All right. I don't know myself, and I need a partner. Let's go on a date. All right, let's go to Google. What's my favorite food spot? Let's go to Chang's. Let's go to PF Chang's. Do I got money? Damn, my last $10. Fuck it, let's go. Right? Oh my god, I met this person. We're gonna go on a date. I can't wait. We're gonna go on a date with myself. He's so sexy and fine. Ah, he's so sexy and fine. I can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be my son of moon. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So we go on the date. We sit down at the restaurant. Right? We sit down at the restaurant. How many parties? One, please. And don't be ashamed. Understand, when they ask you that question, you may be triggered by this question. When the hostess asks you, how big is your party? Do not feel ashamed to say one. I used to be ashamed. That's party of one. Because some people will go to a date just to not look like incel for other people. Like no one really gives a fuck. I'm telling you, the public don't give a fuck about you. You believe they give a fuck about you because you are worried about other people's opinions. When you're worried about other people's opinions, that's because the tiny demons in your head are making you believe that they know who you are and that they care about it. No, they're not. The world is not your judge and jury. You are. The world is not your judge and jury. You are. The world is not your judge and jury. You are. So you get on this date, right? The host is saying, "What's the party? What do you want?" So you sit down, like, all right, I'm lonely in this motherfucker. I don't care if you see other couples. If you see other couples, do not feel sad. Do not feel threatened. Continue with the date. Because understand something. As you're going on this date, a lot is already being revealed about you before you even sat down on the table with yourself. A lot is being revealed about you already. Because when you date yourself, you find out what it's like to experience yourself. I'm telling you off the rip, because people are an experience. You're an experience too. So as you go on these dates with yourself, you're experiencing yourself. So as you're talking to yourself, you're like, all right, I'm solo on this date. I see couples. I'm getting fucking hella jealous. and insecure, and I feel like I should just jump out of a window because I'm like, I have no social credibility. I look like a fool to other people, not yourself. And you have to accept that the human in you depends on human validation to exist. Your human self cannot exist without the validation and judgment of others. Your human self cannot exist without the validation and judgment of others. That's why you're seeking approval from other people to prove that you are this version of yourself. No, you're not. That's why you're begging for validation. That's why you're begging for validation. So as you sit on this date, you ask yourself questions. Oh, you're fine. Da, 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 da. Now listen, if you don't think you're sexy, that's going to be revealed to you on the date. You just, oh, I'm ugly, unattractive. You're experiencing you're experiencing yourself. I'm ugly, I'm unattractive. All right, let's keep on going. What do I like? What do you do? Continue the date. What do you do? What do you like? Now, as this date is going on, what you're gonna feel in the date is how you feel towards yourself. Because you're on this date with yourself. You are experiencing yourself. And as you start hearing insults flying, shame, insecurity, that's how you feel towards yourself. That's what you're vibrating. That's what you're going to get out of life. Life gives you what you feel towards yourself, not towards others. That's why relationships are pointless mindfuckery. Life only gives you how you feel towards yourself. So when you're in a relationship and this relationship uh, isn't bringing you closer to yourself, then you have to ask yourself, am I going to drop it? Because you know when a relationship isn't gelling with you. That's because the your that's because as you're experiencing yourself, this relationship is hurting the experience with yourself. Anytime a relationship is about to come to an end or you stop feeling it, that's because that relationship is blocking the experience with yourself. So when you want someone to make you feel a certain way, no. It's as you're experiencing yourself, your experience with this person is not making your life better because relationships either make your life better or they make it worse. And when it's not making it better, then your energy is telling you, drop this person, I don't need them. And that's when people start playing games. That's when people start playing games because this person isn't making me feel better about myself. I can choose to leave them or I can choose to use them. Again, you got two options. When a relationship is no longer serving you, there's two options. You can either leave them and love yourself or uh, keep them at your own expense. Keep them at your own expense. Understand something. When you choose to use someone and keep a situation that you know has expired, you are only hurting yourself. You are only hurting yourself. And you're using this person to do that. People do that because they still believe that there's something to gain from this person knowing it doesn't enhance their own experience because you are an experience. When you choose people to come in and out, you think they'll enhance your experience on this planet. They're not enhancing your experience, then you need to get them the fuck up out of here. So as you go on this date by yourself, you're noticing, I don't like how I'm experiencing myself. I don't like myself. That's what you vibrate. So you got to ask yourself, do I want to continue these dates? Because understand something, you only got yourself, so you might as well continue the dates. So the first date, the second date with yourself, it's not working. I found out I hate myself. I think I'm ugly. It's disgusting. I'm bored. I'm a boring person. That's how you feel towards yourself. That's what creates your life. You think you're a boring person, then you need to reinvent the wheel and ask yourself, well, what speaks to me? I found out that I'm not speaking to myself. Because when you're bored, that's because you're not speaking to yourself. When you're bored, you're saying you're bored of yourself. You don't experience anything outside of yourself. So if your experience isn't working, that's because you're not working with yourself. So you need to do something about it. Go on these dates with yourself. Continue going on on dates with yourself. You have to understand something. You have no choice but to go on dates with yourself because you're the only person you experience 24/24. Do you want to know what you like? Do you want to know? The reason why you don't want to know what you like, because then you have to drop this fake persona you put on that you've been masking. That's the reason why you don't want to go on dates by yourself. Because you don't want to drop this persona that you attach to. You don't want to get rid of the people, places, and things that validate this persona. And you don't want to sit through the discomfort of how you feel towards yourself. I'm ugly, I'm this and that. You had to find that out eventually. That's what you're vibrating. That's what you're vibrating. That's what you're vibrating.
Can we talk about the board, or should I leave?
If you want to leave, then leave. I'm gonna do the Ouija board later. I'm gonna answer some stuff. I'm gonna answer some stuff on the Ouija board, but I'm gonna do that on my time. So
I'd come back later and just leave. I love myself. I'm gonna do my program the way I want to do my program. That's part of loving yourself. You got to do the program the way you want it. People are always gonna suggest stuff.
But you have to love yourself enough to say, no, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna do it my way. If it's not your way, it's someone else's way. So now I'm gonna do Ouija board tarot readings. I'm gonna do that later. For now, I'm talking. So yeah, you go on this date with yourself. It's not working. You have to keep going on dates until you reach that point where it's like, now I'm starting to vibe. Because you're gonna reach the goal is to reach a point where you can start vibing with yourself, where you can go on a date with yourself and not feel uncomfortable. The only way you can get rid of the discomfort, anxiety, and insecurities is continuing the dates with yourself, finding out what bothers you, finding out what's your goals. You have to keep doing that. The minute you stop doing that, that's the minute you become something else. The reason why you get entrapped in the wrong people, the wrong company, is because you stopped being your own company. And this is the secret to living your best life. The secret to living your best life is making sure that you have a proper relationship with yourself. You are the husband. You are the wife. 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 I will continue saying this over and over again. You are the husband you are looking for. You are the wife you are looking for. You need to cultivate that relationship. When that relationship is cultivated, then you can socialize. Because once you cultivate that relationship, socialization comes second. Once you join that, socialization becomes easier to handle. You'll have realistic expectations of people because you'll show up already married to yourself. You will show up already married to yourself. People don't show up married to themselves. So insecurity, lack, wrong people come in to fill the gap. You need to marry yourself first. Before you socialize, marry yourself. People cannot do you dirty when you've already wedded yourself. Wed yourself. That's the goal. People choose the wrong people in their lifetime because they haven't wedded themselves first. How are you going to marry someone else and you didn't marry yourself? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. How can you marry another person and you didn't marry yourself? Most humans don't think of it that way. They don't think of it that way, so they don't live their best life. They get done dirty. When someone does you dirty, that's because you did yourself dirty first. That's how it works. Dirt starts with, oh shit, I was just triggered. I gotta stop. Let me USA. I just got triggered by my ex's condo, and I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling that. What is you talking about? I'm talking about living your best life, going on dates with yourself, and living your best life, knowing what you want. not giving a fuck about what anyone has to say. Because this magic board right over here, this magic board, it's not going to work until you see the magic in yourself. So I'm gonna do tarot readings, this in a few minutes. So y'all see this. All this is going together. All this conversation is going together. You need to first be able to live your best life here on Earth before you can get to the higher realms. You can't handle the bullshit on Earth. There's no way you can handle the intensity of cosmic energies. Impossible. You can't handle the bullshit Earth is throwing at you. How the fuck can you handle cosmic energies? How the fuck can you handle the outer worldly and you can't even deal with your own world? How can you manifest and you're stressed over some petty shit? It's impossible. The key to manifestation is dealing with the blockage, dealing with the stress. You have to face that first. Happiness will never cohabit with misery. This is another reason why you lie to yourself. Happiness will never cohabit with misery. It will never happen. Happiness will not come into your life until you face what makes you miserable. Happiness will not come into your life until you face the fakery. Until you deal with that first, happiness will not show up. You're waiting for happiness to show up. You have to deal with what's blocking it. That's the first step. Go on the dates with yourself. Oh my God, I met this amazing person. And from there, we can start manifesting. You can't manifest with a boggled mind. You don't have clarity and closure on your history. You can't manifest. You can't. How can you manifest and you're still thinking about your ex? How can you manifest and you're still thinking about what your mom said to you in the 4th grade? How can you manifest and you still have trauma? It's impossible. Remember, you are constantly vibrating. You constantly vibrate. The human body breathes, your soul vibrates. What is the frequency of the vibration? You need to adjust the vibration first. I just noticed he is in the bathroom. Yep, I'm in the bathroom. Word is bomb. And watch this. I'm going to show you. Let's do a tarot reading. We're going to do a tarot reading. And I'm going to show you how this previous conversation lines up with... I'm going to show you how the tarot reading lines up with this conversation we had about living your best life, getting rid of stressors, and not giving a fuck. You ready? I'm going to show you. You're going to be like, wow, okay, this shit all lines up perfectly. It all lines up perfectly on why it's not making any sense. So yeah, no, I'm in the bathroom. I'm chilling in the tub. Mertziger, righteousness. Righteousness is when you can do right by yourself. If it ain't doing you right, it's doing you wrong. Are you doing yourself right? You have to ask yourself, are you doing yourself right? Nefertum, completeness. The key to going to the outer worldly is feeling complete in yourself. Do you feel complete? If you're not complete with yourself, you're still here. You're not complete with yourself, you're going to attract broken situations, broken homes. Are you complete? Nefertum, are you complete? Are you doing yourself a service by being complete, being the one? If you still think that your other half is somewhere out there on the other side of the world, you don't get it yet. You're born complete. You are born complete. Kunam, resourcefulness. To be complete, you need to be resourceful in who you are. To get out of earthly bullshit situations, you need to be resourceful in who you are. The soul that is resourceful has the ability to adapt, regardless of changing circumstances, changing principles, changing energies. You need to be resourceful if you're going to understand the bullshit you face on Earth. You need to be able to adapt to ever-changing situations because the unexpected happens. It can be a medical bill, an emergency, an accident. Are you going to go with the flow if an accident happens? Or are you going to freak out and go crazy because you didn't know how to handle disappointment, you didn't know how to handle the unexpected, you didn't know how to handle tragedy? Because shit can happen. Shit can happen. You're on Earth. You don't control Earth. You don't control Earth. Shit can happen. You go crazy. See, the ego needs you to not be able to adapt. The ego cannot adapt. It keeps you in a box and tells you, it's safe. No, it's not. That's why you can't adapt to ever-changing situations. Survival is all about the ability to adapt. The ego can't adapt. It puts you in one box, and if the box ain't boxing, then you go crazy in this bitch. If the box ain't boxing, you become disappointed. The only way you can be disappointed is if you're expecting something outside yourself. That's the only way life can disappoint you, is when you're expecting something outside yourself. I can never be disappointed because I'm not expecting something from someone else that I haven't already expected from myself. All expectations lead back to you. All expectations lead back to you. So, Sobek, union. Union is doing right by yourself at all times. Sobek also holds the power. Sobek, the god of power, are using your power. Your power is unionization with yourself. Holy matrimony is union with yourself, not union with another person. Holy matrimony is union with yourself, not someone else. Because remember, you showed up already complete. You showed up already married to yourself. You decided to take the wedding ring off and have bullshit affairs on Earth. That's why your affairs aren't in order. You got rid of your wedding ring to choose to have affairs on Earth. So chaos came into your life. Commitment starts with yourself. Loyalty starts with yourself. You ain't loyal to yourself, you ain't gonna get loyalty on this plane. Loyalty starts with yourself. Are you loyal to yourself? Are you loyal to the union in yourself? You're not loyal to yourself, you're not gonna manifest loyalty. No one's gonna be loyal to you. That's another reason why you can't manifest loyalty. No one's gonna be loyal to you. You need to be loyal to yourself. No one is going to be loyal to you. You need to be loyal to yourself. Period. Again, you already showed up married. You showed up married and you said, fuck you. I'm gonna do these earthly affairs and cheat on myself. The only way you can cheat is cheating on yourself. The only way you can get cheated on is by cheating on yourself, by being a fool. Nifati, meditation. The purpose of meditation is to get clarity. The purpose of meditation is to assist in getting to know yourself. The purpose of meditation is to give you a blank space. You need that blank space to explore. Why aren't you giving yourself the blank space to explore? You got to ask yourself that question. Let me see. Bro, bills ain't that high. Hell yeah, they that high. I'm doing this shit in the tub. They that high. All this stuff you see in this bathtub, yeah, the bills got high. That's how this manifested. See, I gotta manifest some serious shit. I better put something. The bills got that high, bro. So meditation. I had to meditate to make this happen. To put this setup. Moots. Being ordinary. We're gonna put that face down. We're not doing ordinary. What's ordinary to you? Do you want to be ordinary? What does ordinary mean to you? What is the norm? Normal is simply your version of what's stable, what's consistent. Again, normal doesn't exist. Everyone has their own version of normal. To you, normal could be watching cartoons and eating chips and pissing yourself. Normal to someone else could be fucking eating human brains and guts and swinging dick and dead bodies. Like, what's normal to one person is not going to be the same normal to someone else. You got to figure out what's normal for you. Bastet, passion. To find out what your passions and goals are, you need to go on dates with yourself. You have to go on dates with yourself. You have to ask yourself questions, otherwise it's not going to open. You have to be interested in yourself enough to go on these dates. It took me getting out of my situationship to be interested enough to take myself on dates. I didn't start taking myself on dates until I got out of the situationship. I didn't take myself on dates until I stopped trying to take other people out on dates. You have to take yourself out on dates. Until you do that, you will not know what makes you tick. That's why romance and relationship, that starts with you. You are the first romance. You are the first wedding. Go first, wine and dine yourself first before you try that on another person. Because you don't even know what wine and dines you. How are you supposed to know what wine and dines you if you don't wine and dine yourself first? Like, that makes no sense. How do you want to listen? How do you know how you want to be treated when you haven't treated yourself first? This is why people don't know what they want. You have to first treat yourself, wine and dine yourself, so you know, oh, this is how I like to be catered to. You have to cater to yourself first to figure out how you like to be catered to. Duh. You need to cater to yourself first before you can. That's how you figure out how do you like to get wine and dine, how you like to be catered to. You have to do that to yourself first. You got to do that to yourself first. That's the only way you're gonna find out. You're not gonna find out by going on dates with someone else. That's the culture telling you that. So you're going on these endless dates thinking that you're gonna find yourself through these other people. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You got to do that on the solo. Because you're bringing the relationship with yourself to the relationship. And people leave that aspect out. You bring the relationship with yourself to the relationship. You bring the relationship to yourself to the friendship. People leave this part out, which is why you have resentment, why you pick the wrong partners, why you cohabit in the wrong situations. Because you don't know what makes you tick. So you need to figure all this shit out before you involve other people. You bring the relationship with yourself to any friendship relationship. Never leave that component out. The reason why there's resentment in the people around you and in the connections you're trying to form is because you resent yourself. Remember, you put yourself on the back burner. You didn't want to know yourself. You wasn't interested in yourself. You dumped yourself for this. So now you're angry. You block out the relationship with yourself. You block that out. You can't exclude the relationship with yourself from any relationship situation. You can't. That's what put you in that situation in the first place. So when people go, oh, do you mind if your partner has their own hobbies, their own experiences, their own friend? Duh. They got their own time. That's the relationship with themselves. You could never get rid of that. Duh. Their own hobbies and their own time. Duh. That's the relationship with themselves. When your partner is hanging out with themselves, they are on the relationship with themselves. When a person neglects the relationship with themselves, this tango with the other person will always fail. It will always fail every time. That's why you have to be honest when you go on these stupid dates. Does the person have a solid foundation with themselves? Because when that person is not solid with themselves, they're going to bring that fuckery to the relationship with you. I'm putting y'all up on game. You got to ask this question. When you do these dates with these people, you need to also ask, how does this person relate with themselves? Are they insecure? Do they love themselves? Did they heal? Did they heal within themselves? Did they heal? If they didn't, drop it and move forward. Because understand something, that person hates themselves, they're gonna hate you too. They hate themselves. How can they? They hate themselves. How can they love you? Sit with that for a second. That person hates themselves. How the fuck can they love you? And they can't even love themselves. That's why you can't. That's why stop trying to build a bitch. Stop trying to build someone up. That's not your job. When you're trying to build someone up, that person is using you for validation, for whatever. That's what I said. Do not be in the trenches with anybody, bro. Don't try to, oh, we're gonna build together. No, bitch. Build yourself up first and then we can come back. You're not gonna be a builder bitch. Because as soon as they come up, they're gonna dump your ass. Horus, stability. You need to find your stability. The only way to find your own stability is by yourself. Are you finding your stability? Is someone else your stability? Is someone else your stability? Taurus, the eye of stability. What is your stability? Are you stable in your life? Are you stable in what you want? You got to ask yourself that question. There could be hurdles blocking your way. There could be challenges. That's why it's important to go on dates with yourself. Stability starts with yourself. You're not stable in yourself, your situation is going to be unstable. And you're going to attract unstable, unsavory characters that will use you and throw you away. That's why I said, don't be a builder bitch. Because that person is using you to bring up their own situation. And once their situation is propped up, they're going to dump your ass and go for the person that would have went had they been propped up from the beginning. That's why I said, don't build a bitch. Don't build shit with anyone. Meet them at their best form, not at their lowest. Never try to get involved in someone at their lowest. Nope, because as soon as they up, they're going to drop your ass. That's the truth. As soon as they get up, they're going to drop your ass. They're looking for someone to use to come up. Don't be a builder bitch. That shit don't work. Apophis, the snake of darkness. Is there darkness in your circle right now? Is there darkness dimming your light? Are you losing hope in what you want? The serpent depends on doubt. The serpent depends on fear. The serpent depends on insecurity. This serpent cannot be seen until you go on that date with yourself. You cannot see a serpent when you're busy experiencing the serpent, when you're busy being the serpent. How can you see the serpent in you when you are too busy living the serpent? You are too busy being the serpent. That's like getting a dog to sit with itself on why it's a dog. Woof! We're bad trees! The dog just wants some treats. They don't want to question its dog existence. And that's the human struggle. You have to sit with your existence and question that shit instead of just grazing on grass like a cow. That's why it's important to go on dates with yourself so that you can chill like the cow. You know how animals, they just be chilling, staring at shit. Most humans don't have that capability because the demon does not want you to sit with what you vibrate. The demon cannot be seen until you have the ability to sit inside yourself. The demon cannot be seen until you have the ability to sit inside yourself. That's how demons hide. Satet, fruitlessness. Your harvest is dependent on your frequency. Your harvest is dependent on your frequency. What are you sending out into the ether? What are you sending out? Because the earth is already sending out bullshit. That doesn't mean you have to stockpile on more. It doesn't mean you have to stockpile more. Ugh, that shit nasty. Ugh, that shit is nasty. Ugh. Smell like 1,000 horses' asses. Stop. So you're not getting what you want. What you want? What are you doing? Konsu, Hermitage. What path are you on? When it comes to discovering yourself, it's not a movie, Eat, Pray, Love. No, it's not that movie. It's choosing to put yourself first. Put yourself first. Put yourself first. You can't demand that from another person. Quench your thirst. No one cares about you. Quench your thirst. No one cares about you. My ego, ego boo, ego boo, ego boo. The ego can't stand it that people don't want you. The ego can't stand it that you can't validate yourself by other people. The ego can't stand it when you love yourself. The ego needs you to look outside yourself for solutions. The ego needs you to stand outside of yourself to get solutions. What path are you on? If you notice, all this is bringing back to, are you living your best life? Are you living your best life? All these questions is bringing it back to the main focus. Are you living your best life? Are you living your best life? No. Are you living your best life? All these questions brought it back to you. Are you living your best life or not? That's what the higher realms have to question you. You cannot go to the other realms when you can't live your best life. Wisdom. You cannot go to the higher realms when you cannot live your best life. Shot. Wisdom. When are you going to recognize that you're not going to go nowhere until you accept that no one gives a shit about you, and that the only one that's going to give a shit is you, not the toilet that you piss in? When are you going to accept that when you were stooling pigeons and being a dumb bird, these birds are flocking together in groups and dumping demons in your soup? Dumb pigeon coop, stop chasing the birds and look at yourself. Dumb pigeon coop, stop chasing the birds and look at yourself. Why are you trying to hide it? Miat, truth and fairness. When are you going to reach your truth? To be happy is to be comfortable in your own truth. Everyone has their own truth. You need to decide what's your truth. Everyone has their own truth. You need to decide that you're going to live comfortable in your truth, regardless of what people say. Because people got a lot of shit to say. People got a lot of shit to say. But when you live in your truth, you don't give a fuck. That's why guys be on the DL. That's why people play games, can't cut toxic family members, because you don't want to live in your truth. I don't like you. That's your truth. That's your truth. I want to suck dick. I want to suck dick. That's your truth. What is your truth? Be comfortable in your truth. People project their opinions onto others because they're not comfortable in their truth. They're not comfortable with the bullshit that they tell themselves. Your truth may be, I like dick. Be comfortable in it. Your truth may be, I like to wear bras and panties every Tuesday. Be comfortable in your truth. Be comfortable in your truth. Be comfortable in your truth. Mahid, protection. When you're comfortable in your truth, you don't need your insecurities to give you the illusion of protection, because there's nothing to protect from. The only time you need protection is when you're doing some shit you're not supposed to be doing and you don't want to face the consequences. The only time you need protection is when you're doing some shit you're not supposed to be doing and you don't want to face the consequences. You're comfortable in your truth. That's all that matters. That's it. Stop letting your ego put you in fear. Be comfortable in your truth. Who's going to stop you? Like, bitch, I'm comfortable. I like to do this shit. This is what I like to do with bamboo. You don't like it? Then fuck you. It's that simple. It's really that simple. You don't like it? Fuck you. Get the fuck up on. Go on with your bitch ass. Go on with your bitch ass. Move on. Next caller. Move on. Next caller. I don't care that you're paying me. Goodbye. I don't care if you supply the lights for me. Goodbye. I don't care what you sent. Because you have to remember, people will use money, status, and these things to say, well, let me get back in line. I need this house, I need this quarter, I need this money. Like, nah. Not all money is good money. Not all money is good money. Not all offers that you get here is a good offer. Not every face that you see is pretty for you. That's why you gotta use your discernment. Not everything you see that looks good to the eye is good for your energy eyes. Not everything you see that looks good to the eyes is good for your energy. Osiris, death, and rebirth. Are you experiencing a rebirth? You could be experiencing a rebirth right now. You finally got rid of the old. You're coming into the new. Things are starting to change, and you know it. You don't need to wait for it to manifest. You just know it. That's where it starts. That's where doubts end, when you know it. When you don't know whether you're coming and going, that's why doubts exist, because you don't know what the fuck's going on. You're meant to know shit, not just shit up in the air. When shit's up in the air, bullshit is about to drop down on your face. When shit is left to up in the air, bullshit is about to drop down and smack you right in the face. Oh, some shit! There's some shit! Oh! Get it the fuck away from me. You're meant to know. But you need to know yourself. That's what it means to know yourself. To know yourself means to know how you like to be wined and dined, how you like to be catered to. Because you did that for yourself. That's how it works. You don't know how to cater to yourself, that's when you start making shit. Because you don't know, so I'm blind. So I'm going to just follow this shit and see what happens. It's the truth. When you don't know yourself, you're blind. So you just follow whatever and say, I think this will work for me. That's why people go, I think I love you. I think, because you're lying to yourself. I think of it. You need to know yourself. You don't know? Walking Dead. The Walking Dead exists. It's based on a true story. Just go out on your street. There's billions of dead people walking. Death starts when you stop living for yourself. When you stop living for yourself, that's when death starts. When you stop living for yourself, that's when death starts. Osiris, death and rebirth. When you stop living for yourself, that's when death starts. Live for yourself, not anyone else. If you are not your motivation to live, something is wrong. That means you're settling. That means you're settling. When you're not settling, you getting what you want, bitch, damn right you're gonna live up this bitch. When you live for yourself, you are gonna make the most of your time. When you stop showing up for yourself every day, that's when lies happen. That's when trauma happens. That's when toxicity comes in and demons sprinkle their shit in the underworld. It's the truth. The sky's blue. Anuket, hope. Anuket, hope. Anuket, hope. What are you doing? I'll just do it. Anuket, hope. Where's your hope in? Because you can have hope in a demon. Where's your hope in? Hope is what strings you along. Hope strings you along. Where are you being strung along to? Because you can have hope in a demon and don't even know it. You can have hope in your ex and not even know it. Where is your hope? The hope is a string towards something. You could have hope in a demon. Hope doesn't automatically mean it's positive. Hope doesn't automatically mean it's going to lead to something great. Because again, you could hope for your ex. You could hope for your job to take you back. You could hope the rent lowers. Not going to happen. But you have some hope. Hope sets you up for disappointment. Hope sets you up for disappointment. Because when you know some good shit's about to go down, you know. So you're going to go. Hope is when You're unsure of some situation, so you say, maybe it could work in the high realms. Doesn't work. It's not gonna work. When you about a situation, it's not gonna work. When you about a situation, it's not gonna work. That's the human in you. So you gotta ask yourself, what are you hoping on? When you like, hope will have you go, knowing it's not gonna work. What are you hoping in? Hope is a stream that leads to an outcome. What are you doing? Isis, faith and wisdom. When it comes to having faith, you only have blind faith in yourself. You should be only having blind faith in yourself. You're having blind faith in someone else, that is the worst decision you can make. You don't know what that person is thinking. You don't know where they're at with themselves. And you're going to have blind faith in them. That's the dumbest decision you can make. Remember, when we have faith in things outside of ourselves, it's because we lost all hope in being with ourselves. You went to the toxic religion because you couldn't be your own religion. Everything you go to is to make up for the lack of relations with yourself. Faith, Isis faith, the Sphinx of faith. You should be having faith in yourself and only yourself. Only yourself. Faith. What do you believe in? Kapiri, change. Change is part of living your best life. If you are not willing to change to live your best life, then you're not worthy to manifest. If you are not willing to change to live your best life, you are not worthy of manifestation. Manifestation is change. Do you want the change or not? Because a lot of y'all say y'all want manifestation. You want manifestation in your life, but you don't want to commit to the alchemy. When you alchemize, you are changing the order. You are changing the frequency. When you manifest, you are changing the circumstance. Change is inevitable for manifestation. You got to change. Again, change is inevitable. When it comes to manifestation, you need to embrace change. Stop expecting shit to be the same. That's not going to happen. That's why you're praying for some new shit. How can new shit come in and you still praying on the old one? How could you get some new shit to manifest and you still praying on the old one? How can you drive a Corvette and you still want to fucking drive a 1920s dune buggy? How could you manifest a damn Lamborghini and you still want to beat up and you still want to drive that beat up Honda Civic? The ugly one too, the ugly Honda Civic, not that street one that you see in Initial D. That beat up car. Out Haka, out Kevin Force. Change is an alchemy. Changing your tune, your frequency is alchemy at work. Are you going to embrace the change? You got to ask yourself that. You're not going to embrace the change, it's not going to happen. You're not going to embrace the change, that shit ain't going to happen. You're using alchemy. It's about change. Best life, change. Best life is a changed life. Ugh. I have to take this piss, bro. Your best life is a changed life. You ain't changing it. You ain't living your best life. You ain't living your best life. So, I'll just yap in peace. Yeah, you ain't at peace with you don't want change. Then nothing's gonna alchemize. Nothing's gonna manifest. Because manifestation, the root of manifestation is change. Your ability to adapt. Your ability to change. Are you ready to do that? Yes.